Hello, everybody. It is us once again, myself, Dr. Earl, and Prince Idol, live again here on my channel. And once again, we decided to go live on a Friday evening. We had so much fun the last time there. You, I, Prince, you and I, let me rephrase that. Prince, myself, and along with Casey as Raw. And we figured
Yes, I
possibly
did.
we had such a great time, we figured we'd do it again. So we figure
Yep.
out we said
Yes,
we
I
get
love
back.
it.
Yeah, right. So I don't know one of the things we'll be talking about is some of the things that's been going on within the news. I know one of the things that's been talked about lately is this LGBTQ boardwalk located in Miami that was just recently tore up. I mean, I saw a couple of clips on the Facebook video section, and many drag queens, many gay residents in that area, they're not too happy about this. They're upset and shit. Of course, I understand. Yeah, that's a reason. You're upset because it's kind of like it's like a degrade to your sexual orientation, but at the same time, you got to look at what everybody else is thinking and feeling. I got to realize that I think what we're I think I mentioned this before on our last show. What we got is called consequence culture going on right now. And it started no doubt after Charlie Kirk's assassination weeks ago.
Yes.
And what it was is
Yes.
that we all know how he got murdered. Some guy, Tyler Robinson is his name. He's a suspect in that. He apparently was living with some roommate who was transitioning from a man to a girl, and I guess somehow maybe I know Dave corrected me on this theory, but somehow I'm thinking because people like kids like that around their early 20s, they're still kids in a lot of ways. Now, I do invite Dave to come along once again and give his philosophy on it. But I think what it is that when you get around a certain area of people who believe a certain way of values, it's going to creep up on you. Like, for example, if you grew up basically in a rural town like in Indiana, where everything is more conservative, and then you make the move to LA where it's multi ultra liberal, sooner or later, all that liberalness is going to creep up into you, and you're going to start thinking the way they're thinking, believing their beliefs. And that may be the issue with this guy, Tyler Robinson. But
Right.
they're not realizing that this sparked off a huge, huge backlash against the trans, the LGBT crowd, because remember, there was a lot of situations where the LGBTQ community has been pushing forth all these pronouns, these g- gender mixing and stuff, the genderless bathrooms from a couple years ago. You may remember that scenario quite well.
Yes, I do. Yes, I
Yeah.
do.
I mean, like there was a couple of photos taken inside various Target stores displaying that. And it's like the Targets I went to back in Texas and here in Florida, I'm still men and women, nothing else.
Yes, I do remember that.
I mean, that was like one of I mean, come on. It's like, and now we see these things on Facebook, these memes, these little things that pop up saying some girls have dicks, just deal with it. I was like, not really. We're
What
not
the?
really understanding of that philosophy. I think what it is that the guy trying to transition to a girl, but the problem is it takes a lot of extra money to yank it off or have it converted into a you know what, if you know what I'm talking about. So,
Right.
as probably one of the people that come to mind when I think of these things is the former Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner, who now, of course, is a transgender woman. She's been there for how many years now? She basically, when she was still Bruce, she basically had conservative ideas, values, and everything else. I mean, like there was one episode of the Kardashian show that he spoke against Chris and the daughters, wearing all these sleek bikinis and stuff. and he's supposed to be
Right.
conservative still. I don't know, how is he feeling about all this? How does he think? Because he's a transgender, or she's a transgender, I meant
I
to say.
just saw a random video of what's her name, Chris Jenner, looking young. She looks like
Yep.
she went to the fountain of youth. I don't know what they're doing, but these celebrities are looking really young these days.
Hmm. And you think it's because plastic surgery, or they going? Is it AI imagery?
Probably, probably both. I want to say a little bit of AI and a little bit of plastic surgery or whatever they're doing, whatever vitamins they're taking or the medicine they're taking. I
Yeah.
think it's well, I can't get into that. That's another stream for a different day. But I was going to say something, but I realized let me pull back because I don't want to start, getting people riled up on a conspiracy theory. But
Hmm.
it's a lot of, a lot of the dark stuff I would say going on there.
Yeah, no.
A lot of the dark stuff, if you know what I mean.
And a
I
lot of
mean, if you
people are
know, you
getting
know.
tired. Yeah, a lot of people are getting tired of the dark stuff taking over. They're taking back what is rightfully theirs.
Yeah,
There's a few clips of members of Antifa getting the shit knocked out of them by agents of ICE. I found
right.
this one clip on the Facebook video section of members of Antifa getting food tossed at them by the people out there outside, and it's like I had to send that to my sister because she's anti-Antifa. Because when you look at it, Antifa is about, oh, it's anti-fascism, but the thing is, they're using fascist modes into getting their point across. I remember hearing on another program years ago that apparently they beat up a gay man for being conservative. Anybody who's
Right.
conservative, right wing, Republican, they look at as the enemy. It's like it
Right.
doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, white or black, boy, girl. If you're conservative, you're the enemy. You are our target. You're going to go down in the worst physical way. And it's mind-boggling because these are people that have taken it too far. These are terrorist acts that they're doing. And I guess right now, the people outside of their realm has had enough. They're taking action, and now because of that, boom, we have a thing called consequence culture. You may remember there was all these tranny boys and girls out there, all these dumb kids, these left-wing sided kids posted videos on TikTok how they got fired from their job because they spoke against Charlie Kirk, or they were happy that
Yeah, that
Charlie
was
Kirk
wild.
died.
That was wild.
And
That was wild.
it's like, and
Even The Rock's daughter got heat for that. I don't know why she went out there and spoke her mind about it. Even The Rock's daughter, Ava Reigns, the
yeah, Simone.
NXT
Her name is
manager,
Simone Johnson. Her real name. It's
yeah,
just because
Simone
she goes,
Johnson,
yeah,
even came out of her mouth saying, "What did she say? Something about if you don't have respect, something about you don't have respect for other people. Something about karma. She thinks what happened to him was karma, and I don't think that was karma. That was just foul play. What happened to him? Very foul play.
it was more than
Very
foul
bad.
play. I think what it is that you got to remember, and I mentioned this many times. The kids of today were obviously grew up under liberal values because of the parents from the 1990s who were kids around that decade. And around that whole decade, it was about embracing different gods, religions, different sexual orientations, like all the people that was kept in the back for how many centuries who wanted to speak out their political views, who wanted to speak out about their orientations in terms of sexual and political values. They were
Right.
kept quiet, they were pushed away. And finally, when Bill Clinton got into office, that's when Hillary
Mm.
Clinton helped give the okay to the political correctness. And that's when everything just took off from there.
Right.
You
Right.
got to what it's about Earth, protecting Mother Earth, from all the corporations, the pollution and such. I've been hearing stuff like that back in the 1980s, but now it's like later in the 90s, it was like it's got to the point where we have these environmental groups that are going extreme terrorists, although these lumberjacks with their machines and stuff. Maybe people are actually risking their lives trying to prevent this tree from being chopped down. But at the same time, how are we going to build houses? How are we going to build guitars? Unless you can come up with a steel guitar, like a few times was manufactured. How are you going to manufacture all the things out there, like paper and everything else, furniture?
Right.
You know, I doubt, I've yet to see hemp furniture be sold in the furniture stores.
That's a good one. That's
Yeah,
something really strange.
yes, right. And I think another issue is the fact that they hold on to these values for dear life because obviously that's what they're told. But the thing is, stick with those particular values. Don't go overboard. I mean, the pronouns, the genderless bathrooms situation, and now, and as I mentioned, the transgender things, like that's going a bit way too far. It's going way overboard. I remember back in the 80s when back then it was called transsexual.
Yes, it
That
was back then.
yes, yes, exactly. And the only person that I remember that advocated for the transsexual, basically for the rights of a transsexual, was basically a woman named Tula, actress. Let me find a Tula actress. On here, blah blah blah. Tula actress. She was basically let me find her. She's now 71 years old. Her real name is Caroline Causey, better known as Tula, a British model, actress, and activist and author. She appeared in the 1981 movie James for Your Eyes Only, the James Bond movie. And basically, she had a thing called XXXY syndrome. Unbeknownst to her and her family until later in her life, she was born with this condition. In her autobiography, she describes an unhappy childhood where she suffered confusing feelings and bullying by peers due to her femininity. And here's something else. You know, another transgender actress, Lorraine Cox. Okay. Now, following her appearance in the movie, she was outed as a transgender, or as I mentioned, transsexual back then, by the News of the World, which is a British tabloid newspaper. And in 1991, she became the first trans woman to pose for Playboy. Now, she has since fought for her right to legally marry and be legally recognized as a woman. Now, it doesn't mention what year she was officially became a woman. But another transgender individual comes to mind, the former Walter Carlos, now known as Wendy Carlos since 1979. Now, Carlos has done compositions for A Clockwork Orange, The Shining, the Stanley Kubrick movie, and other film scores as well. And basically, he or she was one of the people behind Switched on Bach, which is Johann Sebastian Bach being played through a Moog synthesizer.
Hmm.
I
Didn't know
know.
that.
Yeah, this is way back in the 19. That album came out back in 1969, if I'm correct, and it made waves. It was released on the Columbia Masterworks record label, and it was like very interesting. It was like classical music, not performed by an orchestra, by a synthesizer.
Wow.
Now, yeah, exactly. Now, there are other transgenders out there, like we hear about it. They're being featured on programs like Law and Order SVU, during crime cases. I mean, like, but at the same time, we were, you and I were raised like, it's like if you're born a man, you should be a man. If you're born a woman, you should be a woman. And the fact that they want to be a woman is just like mind-boggling. It's upsetting because, in a way, that's kind of like going against what God planned you to be. That's according
Wow.
to many people within the Christian right there.
Right.
Now I want to. Well, here's the. But the thing that gets me is that going back to the left wing philosophy that has been going on for how many years, it's like they had their time in the 1990s. Then all of a sudden, things started shifting. Trump got elected into office back in 2016, beating out Hillary. And that's when all the shit started flying. And me and my sister and my brother in law were talking about this issue. And I told him straight up, they were not looking at Donald Trump as Donald Trump. They were seeing Bush 45. And I'll explain why that is. During the reign of Bush 41, George W. H. Let me do this. George H.W. Bush, I meant to say,
Right.
we had the first Gulf War. We had a super recession afterwards. Many people were laid off of their jobs as a result. And let's not forget the big lie that he told: read my lips, no new taxes. And many people were speculating that the first Gulf War was originally done to have control over the oil in Kuwait. Because, as you know, both Bushes, senior and junior, are members of Skull and Bones, a secret society and located whichever university, Harvard, if I'm correct. And one of the main focuses of Skull and Bones is power, power, and more power. Enough said. And what better way to have power is through oil. And at the time, Saddam Hussein had invaded Kuwait. If he would grab all the oil for himself, God knows how much money he would charge the US for how many gallons of oil. Because let's face it, we cannot operate our vehicles like Fred Flintstone did.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it looks like the simple fact that we it basically it was basically done to get the oil. That's according to many, many sources. But they had to stop the war abruptly because, basically too many people were complaining. Many people knew that this was coming along and it said it was biblically predicted. Then Bill Clinton gets into office and everything's a-okay, fine and daddy. We don't have to worry about war. We can finally be ourselves. We can be hippies. We could go out with girls with hairy armpits and shit like that. Jam bands like the Spin Doctors, Blues Traveler were the main thing. Like everything had to be sensitive. It's like, and the young adults at that time will fall in love, have kids, and then boom, they get born around the start of the new metal era. Then George W. Bush, Bush 43, gets into office, and one of the first things that occur is, of course, the second Gulf War, which, when you look at it, was another Vietnam compared to the first Gulf War. You remember Bush 41 said this will not be another Vietnam, but the second Gulf War kind of, in a way, was another Vietnam because it lasted a lot years more. And there were times I remember turning on the news station and hear about this group of American soldiers being killed overseas, that group of American soldiers being killed overseas. And it's just, got upsetting. And that gave the kids out there the impression that all Republicans are is warmongers who doesn't care about people's feelings and such and such. And let's not forget, during the 1960s, many musicians around that period, whether it's the Jefferson Airplane or the Loving Spoonful, Crosby, Stills, and Nash included, they got the idea that if they sang songs about ending the Vietnam War, maybe these politicians would listen. They figure, hey, these musicians are speaking to us, but alas, that did not happen.
Well,
They were being judged
that's
by all
crazy.
these they're being judged by all these political figures who told them, hey, the way to live in America is to have short hair. You got to live the way according to the book. but we want to live a different lifestyle. No, you'll live what we tell you to live. And they carry that resentment on throughout the rest of their life. And they also preach that stuff to their kids and so on and so on and so on. And let's not forget, Richard Nixon was not that he wa- he was not that good of a president when you think about it. The Watergate break-in, him trying to evict John Lennon out of America because he figured what this man has too much of an influence. I mean, like Lennon was a hardcore liberal. He was
Wow.
anti-Nixon to the core. And Nixon obviously saw Lennon as an absolute threat. I mean, like, come on, this is an ex Beatle. This is one of the members of the Fab Four who influenced everybody to pick up instruments and start bands of their own. So, obviously, with the treacheries of Nixon and both Bushes, it's obviously one of the reasons why people resent Donald Trump the way they did in his first term in office because they were looking at him, as I said, as a Bush 45. That's why.
True. That is true.
That's true. But the thing is, the steps that they were taking are outright drastically horrendous. To tear up his Hollywood star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, to make all these memes and stuff, to attempt to take his life a couple times prior to him going into office. Come on, that's too much. But in their eyes, they feel the only way not to deal with them is to get rid of them physically. But they don't realize that what they're doing is putting themselves behind bars for how many years on down the line.
That is true. That is true.
So right now, we're living in what is called consequence culture. And I remember Leah Cronin, Joe Cronin's wife, talking about how many people is more divided than ever since Trump took office. But you know what? It's probably more divided now than ever. It's the
Yes.
left
Yes, it
versus
is.
it's the left versus the right, and now boom. Okay, so I know one of the topics you wanted to talk about was P. Diddy, Sean Diddy Combs. I know he's, as you
Yeah.
remember, I remember you saw my video talking about Donald Trump getting a request to pardon Diddy. I remember I saw that article. It's like, wait a minute, what's going on here? He's asking the president to pardon him despite of what he did. Come on,
Yeah, that was wild.
yeah. And that made me thought about other high-profile individuals that let us down along the way, like Bill Cosby, America's favorite dad. He was a role model to all these kids out there, encouraging us to pick education over doing things in the streets. He would spoke about all these kids stealing Coca-Cola, as he put it, using the N-word towards one another. He spoke about, is it worth this young lady getting pregnant by this young man, believing that he's going to stay with her only for him to leave her in the long run because he's unable to be a parent, let alone find a job at the age that he was at when he conceived this baby with this girl. And some of these kids at that time are having basically they were babies having babies.
Jesus.
Remember, yeah. I mean, like, for crying out loud. When you remember the name Grizzly Smith, the pro wrestler? Apparently, Jake the Snake's mother was one of several young girls that Grizzly Smith took advantage of, and apparently she was underage when she gave birth to Jake.
Jesus.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that one point on a wrestling podcast from years ago, and it's like,
Oh,
wow, this motherfucker, man, this guy was a son of a bitch. Of course, I remember he was featured in Dark Side of the Ring, And one of the
Yes, he
guys who
was. Yes,
does
he
a
was.
did commentary on that show, Jim Cornette, he said they had no idea that this was going on. It was all hush hush, kept under secret at that time. I mean, like, and the thing is, Grizzly Smith was cited as this authority figure in the locker rooms at various wrestling shows.
Right.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts about Diddy altogether? I mean, like, I'd like to hear your words on this subject because people are still talking about it. Like, he got 4 years. You and I say that he should have got more years than what he got. And the fact that he's reaching out to President Trump to give him a pardon is unbelievable. Now, keep in mind, everything was cool between those two, but when he ran for office, Trump did, that's when Diddy turned hostile. Maybe because in their eyes, they was thinking that when Trump would run for office, he would probably stick up to them sides. But yet he decided to go against Hillary Clinton, and that's when the hostility came out of Diddy. So that's probably one of the
Now,
big
why?
reasons why. Hmm.
See, this is where I find it very. You know what? I'm gonna pull it off like a band-aid. I find it very, 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 very weird, uh, suspicious. I'm not. Doesn't sit comfortable with me on the fact that he would ask Donald Trump to help President Trump. And we
Hmm.
all know before President Trump became our president, he used to hang out with Diddy. You know what I'm saying? He used to go to the white
Yes,
parties, as David
exactly.
said, go to the freak offs. So I just find it really odd that he would reach out to Trump and Trump's background being on the Jeffrey Epstein list and what Diddy
Hmm.
did. You know what I'm saying? I think two birds fly together like a feather, if you know what I mean.
Hmm. I see
I
there.
find something very suspicious behind closed doors with that. That's all I'm saying. I'm throwing it out there. I find it very suspicious that he would reach out to Trump and all the issues that Trump has been, you know, involved in as well. You know, he had legal charges against him that they brought up when he was going against going against presidency, getting to office when he was going against Kamala Harris. She brought up a lot of stuff that Trump did, and Trump was accused, and looks like he paid off all his charges for all the
Hmm. Yes.
manslaughter he did. No offense, he did do some foul play. He did do some foul shit. I mean, he's the president that said grab him by the, you know. So it doesn't surprise me, Earl.
Hmm.
It's just like my jaw dropped when you told me he reached out to Donald Trump. I was like, well, just I mean, if that's the case, why isn't R. Kelly reaching out to Trump to get his ass out of jail? You know,
That's true there. I don't know why. But then again, R. Kelly did some more atrocious shit. Remember, this is a man who was into underage girls. I mean, that sex tape, there was that one scene of him
really? You want to talk
urinating.
about Hold on, hold on. Not to get mad at you, but
Yeah.
that's the thing. People say, "Oh, Kelly did something." Did he legally sex traffic young girls? Same thing.
That's true.
He legally sex trafficked young girls to do the same act as R. Kelly. So they're both two peas in a pod, okay? So I'm
Yes.
tired of these people, not you, Earl. I'm tired of people telling me, oh, Prince, R. Kelly's work. Shut the fuck up. R. Kelly, yes, he wanted to be fucking innocent girls. Did he? 10 times worse. He legally sex trafficked young girls to do the fucking sexual acts, which he disguised it as a freak off. What do you fucking idiots think a freak off is?
Yeah.
He had
Orgy.
literally, he literally had lubricant oils to do the freak offs with these young girls.
Hmm. Yes.
These people, I'm sorry, Earl, these people piss me off. They're fucking dumb. Like, what do you think a freak off is?
An orgy. Opposite.
Let me tell you something.
Hmm.
As a person that knows an insider on those parties, he literally threw parties with underage girls there, teenagers, girls from like, yes, very younger. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if his daughters even attend those parties.
Oh my goodness. If that's the case, then those daughters are going to be screwed up, let alone the sons.
Oh, his son most definitely attended the party. One of his sons was not even his son. It was Albie Shaw's son. I'm talking about.
Mm. I'll be sure. Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah,
Yes, he had
his
a
son was
couple of his
always there at
songs.
those parties. He was always there at those parties, not to try to dig up skeletons. But hey, dude, you were there. You were there.
Yes,
And probably did some foul play that he doesn't even want to come out about.
I know. It's kind of,
That whole family's messed up, bro. That whole family's messed up.
yeah, I know. It helped. There's probably, I think another family's messed up is probably the Smiths, Jada Pinkett and Will.
Oh, please. Oh my God.
I
Oh
mean,
my
I've
God.
never seen. Did you
I
see
hear
the one
rumors.
for? But what about
I hear rumors that Will
Jaden?
Smith used to. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I heard rumors that Will Smith used to, do foul play to his own son.
Oh gosh,
Man,
and
that's
that's
true, bro. If that gets out, that doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me.
it's
Another
like
thing that
now.
they don't want to talk about.
Yeah,
Why don't they talk about what's going on with Diddy and Justin Bieber? Why they threw that under the bus?
I don't know,
They
but
never
yeah,
want to discuss those obligations. And no one wants to ever talk about it. But I think Justin Bieber started freaking out when Diddy went to jail because he didn't want that information to get out. That's what I think. I think Justin Bieber had a nervous breakdown because whatever him and Diddy did is so bad that he doesn't want the public to know. So he had his lawyers pay that that whole rumor off.
yeah,
But I think
obviously,
something happened. I truly
something
think something happened to Justin Bieber when he was around Diddy. I think something happened.
probably because probably made laid a threat on his life. If you tell anybody about this, if you tell anybody about this, our crew is going to come see you knocking on your door, and you don't want to know what happens next.
Yeah,
Kind of like the
yeah,
same move that Suge Knight often did on various rappers. Remember the story how he threatened Vanilla Ice?
right, right.
I mean, obviously, some of these rap moguls out there, they could be a pretty bossy. They could be pretty intimidating, especially when they have all these bodyguards around you all the time, because that's how they
Right.
motivate. They use
It's usually
intimidation,
if
they use
they have all the
threats.
money. That's what it is. If they have money like that, they'll get you. I mean, look what Drake did to Excess Tentacion. He got the boy killed.
Wow, I never knew about
You didn't know that?
this.
Yeah,
I heard
yeah.
that. I
Drake
thought,
had him killed.
really, was it
Yes, that's not
competition
a
or?
lie. That's not a lie. You can look it up. You can Google it right now. Drake is the reason why Excess Tentacion died. Drake and X had beef, and Drake had him killed. Even Kendrick Lamar even mentioned you had X killed.
Wow, interesting there. You know,
It's
one of
kind of
the
funny because Drake was big and bad against XXXTentacion, right? God rest his soul and miss him. He's one of my
yeah.
favorite rappers. Drake want to be big and bad, and I'm from Canada. Fuck you, Drake, by the way. You're messing up Canada. You fucked that up for us. Even Dave Rose was spit on Drake's face. But
yeah.
yeah, he fucked up Canada for us with his. And another thing, that's another thing I wanted to bring up. Speaking of Drake,
Go ahead.
why is his case thrown under the bus when he's legally sex trafficking young girls as well?
Really?
And the
So
reason why
every
he's getting away with it because Canada doesn't have laws for what he's doing, but the U.S.
really?
does.
Wow,
Yeah,
interesting. I never knew about this.
that's the reason why he's never got caught because his ass is in Toronto, and Toronto's laws are different from the U.S. laws.
Hmm. That is true. Yeah, but it's been a while since I've been to Canada to be exact, so it's kind of like different for me. I haven't been to Canada since
No, yeah, it's been a
2003.
while
That
since
was
I've been in Canada. I left Canada back in 2005, so I don't know how the laws there. I've been in the U.S. since I was since I was a little kid, so I don't know. But all I know is Canada need to get it together. If you're a pedophile in the U.S., you're a pedophile in Canada. But they don't. I guess Canada doesn't look at the whole pedophile law the same way the U.S. look at the pedophile law. Different laws, different country. I get it, but still. It's weird. It's weird that he wants to be around young girls. I mean, he even has his body girls and guys pick out young girls out of the stage. A lot of these rappers and singers do that. They have their team go out in the audience and they pick these young girls that come on stage with them and go backstage and God knows what happens after the concert with them.
yeah.
That's really sad, Earl. We're living in a really sad fucking generation, bro. It's sad and it's sick.
Well, I think what it is, it's that they look at these young girls and they realize how pretty they are, their skin is smooth, how beautiful they look, And I guess they want to take advantage of that before they turn a certain age.
Yeah, yeah. I can't tell. I mean, I had a girl who I dated told me that she was groped by. She went to a concert. She went to go see Chris Brown. I said, "Oh Lord, yeah,
Oh,
that guy."
him? Oh gosh, that's some bitch.
Yeah. She went to go see Chris Brown, and she said Chris Brown like groped her tit in a very sexual manner, and then
Oh
told
yeah.
her, "Meet me after the concert, and you can go to my hotel room." I said, "You know what that means? Come on, everyone knows what
Yeah,
that means."
exactly. Well, Chris Brown's a piece of work altogether. I mean, like,
Yeah,
you
that's what I'm
may re-
saying. It's Chris Brown, it's Drake, like these artists and rappers. Everyone thinks they're so nice and so holy. No, they're monsters off that stage. They're monsters. They prey on their fans. They prey.
and not
Everybody thinks,
only
oh,
that,
you're just making it up. No, I'm not making it up. They are fucking
predators.
predators.
Yeah, they want to have all the girls for themselves so it can boost their ego. Obviously, because maybe by chance they didn't have any luck with any females in their high school, junior high, whichever, and now it's their chance to get all the poontang, regardless if they say yes or no, because they're big time stars. And by the way,
It's
here's something
crazy.
else. Here's something else here. Chris Brown, I looked this up while you're mentioning that. He said he faces ongoing criminal charges in the UK for an alleged 2023 nightclub assault, including attempted grievous bodily harm and possessing an offensive weapon. After pleading not guilty in June of 2025, the most significant past domestic charge occurred in 2009 when he pleaded guilty to a felony assault of his girlfriend at the time, singer Rihanna. Remember that whole scenario? In which
Yes, yes, I do.
in which he received probation, community service, and domestic violence counseling. Now, he didn't state in this he said in the statement after that incident that he grew up in a household that had lots of domestic violence in it. Obviously, that's where it all came from. You got to remember that a lot. I guess what it is that a lot of these big time rappers, Diddy included, grew up in areas where violence was the way to get things done. Threats was the way to get your point across. Obviously
Right.
they didn't have that much of a father figure. I know that Diddy's father was a drug dealer who got killed in a drug deal that got bad. So I guess the thing is, you grew up that kind of stuff that you see around you, and you figure that this is the way to do it. If you grow up in
You
around,
know, what's
hmm
getting back? I was gonna go full circle because it just came to my mind. I just realized something.
hmm
The guy who I look up to, one of my favorite singers, you know what's crazy? He was close friends with Diddy, right?
yes,
But what's crazy is all over the news when Diddy was, going down in court, they said the first party of the legal sex trafficking and the first party he ever threw was at Prince's house. That
really?
today blows my fucking mind.
Because I
Why
didn't
was
think
the first party that Diddy ever had at Prince's house?
Paisley
We
Park Studios.
never, you know what I'm saying? We never really dive deep on that, but I want to dive deep on that, Earl. I really want to investigate that. Why was the first freak off party at Prince's house?
All right, there. Let me look it up right now, just in case, to
That
see
shit
if it
is
comes up.
crazy to me.
Okay.
Why the hell would he have it at Prince's house?
First freak off party in Prince's house. Okay.
Yep.
Let's see, look it up right now. And it says there is no evidence of a freak off party at the house of Prince, the artist, but testimony in the Sean Diddy Combs trial mentions a violent incident. Of course, it goes back to Cassie Ventura and P. Diddy at a party at Prince's house. A former assistant testified that Combs allegedly beat Ventura during an Oscars after party there. The term freak off has been used in relation to other parties, but this significant incident at Prince's residence is described as a physical assault, not a freak off,
That's
according to testimony.
hmm.
And we're talking Paisley Park Studios, where Prince lived, if I'm
Yes.
correct, right?
Yeah, where he died and lived. Where he died
Yeah,
and lived.
yeah, and recorded as well. Wow. All right, there. While free golf parties have been discussed in relation to Diddy, the significant incident at Prince's house is described as a witness as not a free golf party, as I mentioned. Either way, Cassie Ventura got assaulted by a Diddy, and thank goodness she got away from this some bitch. She's now happily married to a trainer named Alex Fine, who supports her 100%. And as I detailed in the video that I uploaded earlier today, she is now regarded by both the judge in the case and her attorney as the hero who finally came forward about the situation. We filed that civil complaint against Diddy for his abuse and such. And that's what got the ball rolling. That's what got the FBI into doing that incredible investigation into this guy. She got the whole thing snowballing big time. And because of that,
Now,
she's the one who
now
is now
I may be
cited as
onto
a hero.
something.
Yeah.
I may be another cut you off. I may be onto something.
Hmm.
How many times has Diddy been to basketball games and just hung out with Prince and at his house and whatever? It's
Hmm.
probably a lot of footage that Prince probably had on his surveillance cameras of foul
Yes.
play that Diddy did to women besides Cassie. And I
Yeah.
think Prince wanted to come out, honestly come out and expose Diddy for that. And I think since Diddy's buddy had some Prince's stuff,
Hmm.
I'm talking about Jay Z. He had a, you can look this one up too. Jay Z had something called Title, and Prince was, his music, his new music and old music was being held underneath Title. Just so happens Warner Brother didn't like that because Warner Brother, owned everything that Prince ever did.
Yeah.
And
His
then
whole catalog.
when Prince told Jay Z he owns everything with his record, NPG Records, which is Paisley Park Studio Records. He said, no, everything is on. And then I guess when Prince re-signed his masters,
Hmm.
Jay-Z didn't know that. And then Jay-Z just dropped him off the title label. And then next you know, I hear about Bad Boy Records picking up Prince. And I think right then and there, I think Diddy had something to do with Prince's death. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, really? Hmm. If
Because
anybody
Prince
wants
had
to
something about
chime in,
him.
now I sent an invitation to Farmhouse Network, who are still live right now, to see if they want to join in,
There's
as
a
well
lot
as
of
hope. Go
you know,
ahead.
or there's a lot of loopholes to a lot of celebrities and Diddy. It's crazy. It's
Oh.
crazy. I think this man's responsible for a lot of death too. And what's his connection with Ellen? You know what I'm saying? I'm
Now,
calling Diddy out. I'm calling him out for the foul play shit he did. Because why is he so close with Ellen DeGeneres? And as you know, Ellen DeGeneres, they
who
said she was
knows?
a crazy, evil woman too.
Exactly. I heard stories about her and all the shit that came out about her in the past. That's what led to her show being canceled. Well, I was never
That's
big
what I'm
on
saying.
Ellen
There's a
altogether.
lot. So this is one big puzzle piece, bro. This is one big puzzle, and I'm pretty sure when you sit down and you put the puzzle pieces where they belong, you would see the picture on how foul Diddy was.
Hmm. Yes. And it's like,
The man was insane. He was psychotic.
obviously he had this sex addiction. He had this, but then again, what hip hop mogul wasn't vicious?
True.
Look at Suge Knight.
And then the other rabbit hole I found out is YR told me this. His house, a tunnel that leads to his house, traced it all the way to the Hugh Hefner's house, all the way to Michael Jackson's house. I'm like,
Hmm.
what the fuck?
Mm.
A tunnel, dude. A tunnel. And Diddy's house traced it all the way to the Playboy Mansion, all the way to Michael Jackson's house. Now, how the fuck does a tunnel trace all the way to Michael Jackson's house in the Playboy Mansion? What the hell type of shit was going on?
God knows. I'm afraid to find out myself.
So am I. You
I
said,
would
Earl, you're funny. You're funny. You said, I'm afraid to find out.
afraid to find out. Yeah, exactly. But when you think about it and knowing remember all the accusations that Michael Jackson had to deal with, makes you kind of wonder.
Bro, I'm curious. Errol, I'm telling you now, Prince Idol's curious to find out what was going on. But when you said, "Oh, I'm afraid to find out why a tunnel led all the way to Michael Jackson's Playboy Mansion," that's scary.
Yeah, because when you think about it, all the because it feels like a conspiracy, like a sex club or what it was. I mean, like everybody's a member of this. Kind of like a. I'm not too sure it's Lunanami related or it's their own little Lunanami, but either way, there's they're all connected. They're kind of like they have the little freak offs here and there, and if it involves kids, there's going to be real hell to pay.
The only reason why I involved kids is because those kids actually attended a party. Now, Diddy didn't force them to go to the party. They just showed up, and
Yes.
they probably didn't know what happens after late night hours. Like they didn't probably know what time Diddy was going to have a basically, what do they call it? They didn't know he was gonna have a party, after party, after party, after party, then all the way into a freak off. They didn't know that. Those kids took part in drinking, getting drunk, and going to after party after after party. Finally, I think Diddy even said, and there's videos where he said the party that he wants to throw is getting ready to happen. And he probably gave him multiple times to like go home, but if you stay, that means you take part in you know the freak off. So these people can't sit there and say, "I'm a victim, I'm a victim." The man warned you to go home
Hmm.
because after hours, that's when Diddy, becomes, I would say the
Evil,
Joker, the Diddler. Yeah,
evil
the Diddler.
evil Diddy, I guess
Yeah,
you could say, in a
yeah.
jokingly
When the full moon
manner.
comes out, he goes crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yep.
Starts
That's when
beating
that
on
wolf.
women, kicking on women, throwing vases. I mean, what he did to Cassie Ventura was ugly. Throwing a vase, a glass
That
vase at her, like that
I
shit
know.
is
Who
crazy.
was not pissed
Who the
off when we
fuck was
saw
doing
that clip? I mean, come on. Who was not pissed off when that footage was released to the public? And that happened
He
around
literally took up the most heaviest vase
2016.
in that hotel and slammed it against her head. She
Yeah.
lucky she didn't die from that.
Well, I'm surprised
Poor
that
woman.
she should have been. I'm shocked that it didn't get exposed right then and there because apparently this footage occurred around 2016. It should have been revealed right then and there by the hotel security. They need to call the cops, news reports, and say, "Hey, this is what P Diddy did to his girlfriend at the time." I mean, come on. It was he should have been exposed right then and there for doing that.
Like, why would you just let a man pick up a glass, heavy vase and literally slam it against a woman's back of her head? Could have killed her
Yeah, let alone the fact that he kicked her, stomped on her, grabbed her, threw her to the ground as she was
in
trying
a
to
towel, of all
leave for
things,
the
in a
elevator.
towel, running down the hallway in a towel.
I know it's like probably what she probably wanted to get away with him, and he was like, "No, you're not. You're going to stay with me no matter what. It's my world. You're just here living into it. You serve me. Blah blah blah." That's how usually abusive boyfriends and husbands operate. No more of their lives, their girlfriends try to leave. Boom, that's when they grab them, and the more abuse starts to kick in.
I feel like, you know, he probably wanted to have a honeymoon, probably wanted to F her. And she said, some women say, "I'm not in the mood." He probably told her, "Get your ass over here. Get the fuck over here."
Yeah, that's what I believe. I think, which also tells us that parents need to start raising their kids a lot better. The kids should not be born to drug dealers or criminals
No,
because
men just need to
that's what.
understand, whether you're black or white, men need to understand. I'm gonna make this announcement. Men, I'm speaking for men, we need to respect women. When a woman says, "Hey babe, I'm not in the mood," no means no. You can't force your way on her. Like, stop being a monster. Stop being a monster.
Yeah,
Sex
but
ain't
they,
that important.
yeah, but then again, in their eyes, it is. It's like to them, sex is conquest. And you got to remember the egos these guys get when they become rich and famous. The
But if the
world
woman says
bows.
no, you have to respect the boundaries. I don't understand what's wrong with men. Respect the boundaries. If she says no, no means no. Like, respect her boundaries.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely true. People
Because
need to
at the
realize
point where
that.
if she says no and you still go there and trying to do that, that's rape. That's rape.
Yeah.
My man's like, no, that's my wife. How's it rape? If your wife says no, that is considered rape, my friend. That's rape. They said, no, it's not. It's your wife. Motherfucker. That's rape. If your wife says no, that's still considered rape. You have to respect someone's body. It's crazy, man. These people out here are crazy. I'm sorry. These people, this is like, has the world gone malicious? Like, what the hell's going on?
I think it went out to the point where every person that we looked up to, whether it's movies, music, television, with all the secrets and all the debaucheries that been revealed about them coming out one by one by one, I think it's getting to the point where now we don't have any more role models. And the thing
True,
that gets me is
true.
that I'm now reminded of a couple of televangelists from the 80s, Jim Baker and Jimmy Swaggart. Now, Jimmy Swaggart passed away, I believe it was last year, if I'm correct, but a long time ago or earlier this year, I'm not too sure. But either way, like the stuff I found out about him in the video here on YouTube, gave him basically he got one of the members of his group be involved with a prostitute, and I
Oh
guess they
yeah,
found.
I have to make this public announcement because I
Yep.
earlier today I was listening to his music and I keep hearing all over social media with his concerts, these young girls keep comparing because he's a good dancer. They keep comparing Chris Brown to Michael Jackson. I said, why in the fuck would you want to compare the king of pop to Chris Brown, a man who was always in the social media for beating down young women? Michael Jackson never put his hands on no fucking woman. So why do you keep comparing the young king of pop to this manslaughter type person? I'm not a fan of Chris Brown, so y'all can shove it with that one because I never been a fan of him. I think he's a bootleg version of freaking Usher.
Hmm. Huh. You know what's kind of
And
funny
Usher
is
never
that
been Usher. I actually will say I would say Usher is more like Michael Jackson than Chris Brown ever will be.
Mhm.
At least Usher never put his hands on no damn woman countless times besides Rihanna. But
That's
y'all want
true.
to sit there and say, "Oh, Chris Brown's the modern day king of pop." That is disrespectful to Michael Jackson's legacy. That is
Yeah.
disrespectful.
Now some people are
And I'm a
dumb like
huge
that, I
Michael
guess.
Jackson fan, and I can't stand it when they say Chris Brown's the next. Like, why the fuck would you want to say that?
I'm not too sure why he would do that. I'm not too sure. But then again, people
That's
like to
like
do
saying R. Kelly
comparisons
is the
all the
next.
time.
That's like saying R. Kelly is the next Prince. That's just not.
Oh, that's
No.
stupid. Come on, come on, come on. Prince played about 27 damn instruments.
And he
What
never had a
instrument
fetish
does
for
he play?
kids.
Exactly.
Nothing.
He kept himself. He never called himself king. He never got into any scandals. He never got sued for anything. He never committed any crimes, let alone got
Never did any
arrested.
drugs.
Never
Never did
drugs.
any drugs.
Nope. But then, unless, of course, not. I don't know if it counts the prescription he was given for that hip
That's what I'm
surgeries that
saying.
he
He
is.
didn't know. He didn't know. He didn't know. Prince, you can definitely tell he never took drugs. He didn't even know how to take counterfeit drugs. That's how That's how clean he was. He didn't even know how to take real drugs, like the pills that are prescribed from your doctor. He didn't
Yeah.
know how many to take because he never took medicine in a day in his life,
Yeah.
and he had no one to help him read the bottle. Like, come on, I don't think Prince knew how to read. Oh, you're only supposed to take two a day, or only supposed to take three a day. He probably just thought, oh, I'll just take them because it helps me get rid of the pain. But he didn't
Well,
read the bottle. It says no,
wait a
take
minute.
two a day.
Well, what you're saying is that maybe Prince had trouble reading or dyslexic or something?
Actually, I think he was. I think he was.
Really? I never heard about this. Let me look it up
I think
right
he was
now.
like really. I think with him, his gifts were he was strong musically, but I think not so smart with other things. Because they said he was not really a good
Was
businessman.
Prince dyslexic in real life? Okay, it says here No, he was not dyslexic. However,
So he
no,
wasn't. So he
no,
wasn't.
no, not Prince the artist. Goes to this other Prince, not Prince the artist. The
Oh,
artist. Why does it do that?
he's not a good businessman. From what I heard, he was not good with his money.
Oh
That's
man.
all I know.
Says here, there's no evidence that the artist Prince Rogers Nelson was dyslexic. The rumors likely arise from his known childhood illness, epilepsy, and the fact that other notable figures, including British royalty like Prince Harry, Ozzy Osbourne, were dyslexic. What we do know about Prince's health and background: Prince had seizures as a kid when he spoke about it in a
Oh,
2009 interview with Tavis Smiley. He said, quote, "My mother and father didn't know what to do or how to handle it, but when they did their best and they
right.
could with whatever they had." He was a self taught multi instrumentalist who could not read music. He had an exceptional ear and an intuitive understanding of harmony and rhythm. He communicated his complex musical ideas to his band verbally. He was a profound and imaginative songwriter who wrote lyrics for himself and many artists, definitely for many artists, Tevin Campbell, the Bangles, many of his proteges like Vandy Six at times. Surviving examples of his handwriting show well formed cursive script. It's most
Now,
likely that speculation
in
about
his
Princess,
sister's book,
yeah,
what made him become this character, larger than life character.
hmm
In Tyka Nelson's book, his little sister's book,
hmm
I highly recommend anyone to get it. Um, she said he used to his stepdad used to lock him in his room.
wow,
That's what made Prince become self-taught. Like he was always locked in, like his stepdad was like sliding food underneath the door and everything. Like his
wow,
stepdad
really,
was very abusive to him. Yeah, yeah, his
really,
stepdad was very abusive to him, and he used to study watching like James Brown, Hendrix, Carlos Santana, but his all-time hero was Little Richard. Because if you look at Little Richard, a lot of similarities between Prince and Little Richard, but Little Richard
oh
was kind
yeah,
of gay,
oh yeah. Little
but
Richard
Prince
even
wasn't.
said it. Little Richard said around Purple Rain was a big hit that Rich he said that Prince is me of this generation, and he
Yeah,
even presented Prince with the
with the
Bible.
Bible.
Yes, a Bible with a purple
Yeah,
cover on
yeah,
it.
you did that at the premiere, Purple Rain. He did.
Yeah, he did. Yes. And when you think about the looks and similarities are kind of like right there. Bing, bam, boom. The mustache, the
Prince is
hair.
basically Little Richard, Jimi Hendrix, and James Brown.
Yep, absolutely. And Jimmy, yeah, it was all those people and rolled up into one.
And it's funny because Little Richard had those three guys play in his band. He had James Brown. He had he had James Brown and Jimi Hendrix play for his band, which is
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, exactly.
And I have to say, even Little Richard discovered Elvis Presley,
Yes,
and he
exactly.
discovered the Beatles. Little Richard, I got to give the man his flowers. He discovered a lot of hits, and he never got his flowers for it.
Yeah, but then you got a lot of artists didn't really get a lot of credit as well. I mean, like for example, there was a blues artist named Big Mama Thornton who had a song called "Ball and Chain," which Janis Joplin's Big Brother and the Holding Company did on that Cheap Thrills
Yes,
album.
yes.
Big Mama Thornton died without a penny. Many pioneering artists died broke as hell because a lot of them didn't really read the fine line in the contracts. In fact, if it's to say that Tony Iommi, the guitarist from Black Sabbath, when he was asked what advice does he have for young musicians who are putting together bands and hoping to get signed, make it big in the music world, his big advice: please read every contract that's presented to you very, very carefully. Seek a lawyer for help. You'll look it over once or twice or maybe three or four times, but be careful. Don't just sign away any piece of paper without looking over it because there's always that one fine print that tells you you're going to get screwed over. I mean, like Milli Vanilli, Robin Fab, the biggest mistake they made was when that Frank Farian producer offered them their contract, they signed it right away without even reading it. Big mistake for them. Big mistake. Because most of in these contracts it states that they don't own the copyrights of the songs, they don't own
Right.
the name, and plus they probably most of the royalty money that is earned from concert and record promotions and
But
record sales
with
go
Milli
to the
Vanilli,
management.
with Milli Vanilli, that group, they they were good at faking it until you make it. Like
They
they're a
did,
great
yes.
they're a great example of faking it until you make it. Like they
Yep.
really played it off so well that you couldn't even tell it was fake.
Yes. Exactly. But kind
They did
of
a good job.
because
I mean, I would say they're good actors. That's what I would
I
say.
know a lot of people say they should have won an Oscar instead of a Grammy.
Like they should have won an Oscar. Like they played their part to a T. The whole thing was lip singing. Everything they did was just fake. But they did it so well though. They did
Exactly.
it so freaking well.
But what's really sad is that the public never forgave them for that. They were deceived. They were lied to. They were like screwed over. It's like, what? You're telling me that this band that we liked is these two guys that we thought were singers had all these cool songs, never sang a damn note on that damn record? We feel betrayed. We feel hurt. There was one footage I saw of all these CDs, cassettes, getting ran over by a steamroller. That's how they were
Wow.
pissed off. They were. They felt betrayed, let
Wow.
down. And the guys, they just said, we wanted to be stars. We are so desperate to be somebody. You're like, come on. We came from poor backgrounds. We do anything to make money, to be famous. People
Wow.
don't realize the consequences of trying to get famous overnight.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. Like, which one thing brings up another thing I see. Social media made these women, especially on
Yeah.
TikTok and Instagram. I get heard about
Oh,
this a lot of
please
time.
don't get me started on that.
Oh, let's get this
These women
started
to this
because
day is like they're this like it's sick. Every time I log on X, you see the most craziest, ranchiest stuff. Like it's you know what I mean. It's just these women out here just I don't know. It's like
showing their
walking down
pretty
a
showing their pretty
yeah.
bodies, showing how they look in the bikinis and stuff. Yeah, claiming that they're living their best life when they're actually living in a trailer park. They just want to look like they're hot shit on Turd Island. But they want to be famous. Women love attention. It's no secret about that. Like if you're talking to somebody for about 10 minutes, if it's an old friend or a coworker,
I'm
they'll
sorry to
get
say,
upset.
but like I hate to say this, but it's to me as a man, if a woman, because all I see when I log into my Twitter, my ex, all I see is women, you know, prostituting on OnlyFans. Now, if that's all you have to offer for money, then
That's all, like
I hate to
that's
say this,
disgusting.
then it's not good. It's not good because if a woman has that just that to offer, then it's not good. It's not good.
And so that's probably one of the worst deal breakers out there. I have an OnlyFans. I'd like to go out with you sometime. Would you also like to subscribe to my OnlyFans? Hell no, bitch.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
how many
interested
times?
in.
My thing is, how many times have you said it to the guy after me or the guy before me?
Hmm. Exactly. They're
It's
trying
like
to gain
you're
fellowship.
basically like a tape recorder. You're saying the same line, the same pickup line to every guy you meet. It's sad and it's disgusting.
Exactly. And some of these porn actresses out there on X, they try to hype their old videos out there. Check out, oh, here's a throwback video available on this web page. Here's a throwback video on that web page here. Go to this site, go to that site. They're trying to earn money no matter what. They're trying to make a buck. It's like, geez, come on. And here's another thing about that. Some of these other women out there, and they see all these girl, and I think, would you agree that some of the modern women out there, that so many videos I've seen on YouTube about, they see these women on social media and they get the idea that they should be entitled as well.
Now the ones, yes, that bothers me. But the ones that really bother me, Earl, are the
Hmm.
ones that are like parents, like whether they're married or are single moms. I ran across one who was a single mother. I said, you
Hmm.
do know that one day you can't hide anything from the internet. Just know that. I keep saying you can't hide anything from the dark web. I said your
Nope.
son or daughter are going to come across these videos.
Hmm.
And they're like, oh no, they're not. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. And they're gonna be like, Mom, what the hell are you doing showing your tits and da, 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 da. Like, wait, how are you gonna have that conversation?
They'll be
And the
like,
conversation
"Mom,
usually goes, oh, I had to provide for you. I had to, do what I had to do to put food on the table. Bullshit. Bullshit. You could have got a job.
yeah." But then again, know these women out there, like I mentioned, they love the attention. They want to feel validated. They want to feel desired by all these men that they know they're never going to see. They want to have all the people paying attention to them. That's another big reason why. Women love attention. There was a counselor named Kevin Samuels who sadly passed away a couple of years ago. He said it best: women love attention. And he also pointed this
And
out.
I
I
hate
remember
the
seeing a
ones that
clip
always
of
say
this.
men ain't, you know what? I hate those ones. They always talk about men ain't shit, but lady, you over here popping your ass to every man, but men ain't shit. Come on.
Exactly. They're the ones who complain about, oh, there are no good men out there. But when they find a good man, they don't know how to hold on to him. They don't know how to value him.
Thank you.
Maybe
Thank you,
because
Earl.
deep down, the good man that they're looking for are these high value dudes who earn how many figures a year, who probably businessmen or wealthy heirs to some fortune. There was this one video that featured Kevin Samuels talking to this one woman. She is kind of plump, has a tattoo on her chest, has two kids from a previous relationship, and she was like, am I supposed to settle with an average type of guy? Well, obviously you look average. You're like, no high profile dude who earns how many thousands of degrees a year is going to settle
Right,
with a woman
right.
with a tattoo on her chest and with two kids, knowing full well that those kids are going to he's got to deal with those two kids. And you notice how some kids are when it comes to mommy bringing in this new guy. They're going to put him through some sort of a test or some sort of ritual or like whatever they call it in college. You what's I forgot the name for right now. It was on the top of my head. And it's like it just disappeared. But you see, hazing. That's the word I'm thinking of. And like,
There was this girl, and I'm not gonna say any names, but I remember I was in musical theater, and I was doing like tech design. I was doing like arts and crafts design. I
mhm,
remember my friend Danny. I'll never forget his name, Danny.
yes,
I don't think he's alive anymore, but his name was Danny. Danny used to come to me and say, "Oh, this girl." Blah, 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 blah." He would always come to me and say how much this girl was being like. Basically, she was being passed around. She was like always with the football players, the jocks, and basketball players, and whatever.
hmm
And she had a, I heard that she had a crush on me. And I was like, ugh.
really.
And the reason why I said ugh is because she had these like, I don't know how to explain it, but she had these like black, nasty blackhead bumps all over her lip. Like it was just disgusting how she like her whole face would break out in these hives. Come to find out, she
Crater
had
face.
herpes. Yeah, she had herpes and she was,
What?
yeah, she was
Are you
passing it.
serious?
Yes. And I was like, and I cursed her out. I said, "The fuck is wrong with you? You have herpes and you're passing it." She was just sit there and say she had acne. No, you have fucking herpes.
Dude,
And I
really?
learned
And
that
we
from
all know we know
coach.
where she got it from, obviously.
My coach told me that. Yeah, Coach Bro. She said, "No, the girl has herpes. Just that she doesn't know it. She just thinks she's has bad acne." No, the health coach said, "No, that's herpes. That's herpes."
Gosh, gosh, well, obviously she's going to get no guys in the future because you can't get rid of that shit. That's for sure.
No, no, you can't. But she wanted to pass it to me. I'm like, "What the fuck is wrong with you, bitch?" Excuse me for my language, but
Obviously,
what the fuck is wrong with you?
But did she even see a doctor and find out for this, or does she just presume that it was just acne?
Well, the healthcare actually sat down with her and told her what she has, and she was in denial. Talking about, no,
Oh,
I'm just breaking
obviously, we
out.
all that situation. There are many people who don't want to accept. There are many people who don't want to accept the truth. They just want to believe what they have is what they have, and just deny it all the time. Because she's afraid if the world found out that she had herpes in her mouth, nobody would talk to her, touch her. They wouldn't even hug her, let alone kiss her ugly ass lips. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That's how some people are.
And then I hate to say her name, but I don't even know her anymore. She probably doesn't know me. I remember Danny coming back to me, and he was on the football team, and I was on wrestling. I was like, and he wrestled as well. I'm like,
Mhm.
Danny, what's going on? He said, the coach kicked me off the team because I have something wrong with me. I said, yeah, you have all these, he had all these bumps on his forehead, like all these, he was just
Really?
breaking out bumps. I said, dude, I said, that girl named Hannah passed on something on to you. He goes, I went to the doctor, and the doctor tells me, Prince, I have herpes. I was like, wonder where you got it from.
Oh boy, man.
So he
Oh
had
boy.
it, and she kind of messed his life up. And I'm glad I dodged the bullet to this day. I am glad. My senior year, I'm glad. I'm 29 years old. I am glad, Earl. I dodged that girl because that girl was like, what the hell?
Well, probably ugly as fuck, right? As well as besides from
No,
the
she
herpes on
wasn't.
her
That's the
face.
thing. She wasn't. She actually looked like Madonna, like a young Madonna, like really
Oh.
young, up and coming Madonna. She was a beautiful
Before she
blonde.
dyed
She
her
was
hair
nasty.
blonde, I take it,
No,
right?
natural, natural. She
Mm.
was a natural
Natural.
blonde.
I see there. But she had
She
all
wasn't so
these
smart. She was one of those cute face but dumb.
bimbos.
Yes, one of the
That's what
bimbo
they used to
blonde.
call it. Yep, exactly. A bimbo blondes who wants to be with all the jocks in the football team because they were more muscular rather than the high school nerd who knew mathematics, so computer technology will probably go on to work with ITT and stuff and make millions of bucks.
She was a this is around the time when I was living in Atlanta, Texas. She was a Southern classic belle. I remember my other best friend, Chris, was telling me, okay, in the face, looks like Madonna. Fashion wise, I would say Gwen Stefani. So she had that Gwen Stefani, like bad girl, punk
I
rock
see.
look.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah, she was
remember
like
that.
Gwen
They're talking
Stefani,
about.
but in the face, like no, the way she talked, mannerisms like Gwen Stefani, country like, but
Mhm.
a rebel like nasty bitch like, she was just a nasty girl like Madonna basically. I'm like, how could you be a beautiful Southern belle but nasty like Madonna?
I don't know. Probably, I guess, some people figure that if they become nasty like Madonna, they'll probably get what I always mentioned, attention. Probably because people got the idea that men like bad girls, like the same way girls like bad boys. It's like that, obviously. It's just like it doesn't pay to be the good guy anymore because you're going to get screwed over each and every time.
It's sad because every football player of that school hated her, and I'm like, that's like you guys don't even know what you're being passed on to. Like y'all don't even know what it is you're leaving touching. Like y'all don't even understand what this girl's passing on to you. Like what the hell is wrong with you, idiots?
It's like
And it's like, oh, you know how these guys are back and forth. Oh, she's hot, bro. She's so fucking hot.
yeah, but yeah, but I mean, she may look good on the outside, but is she good in the inside? I remember seeing a meme of this on Facebook. I'm gonna say it here. Like, it doesn't matter how pretty you are, how fancy you dress, and such like that. If you act ugly, you're ugly. If you do say ugly things, you're ugly. If you if you treat someone ugly, you're ugly. Enough said.
Yeah,
Period.
yeah, and that is true. That is so true.
All right, there.
I have no idea what's wrong with these boys talking about she was so hot. She was so I'm like,
Boys and
really bad.
girls all together, these young people today.
It was just sad to see that happen.
I know it's unfortunately there.
But she was something though. I'll tell you that. That girl was something. You be running for your money, I'll tell you that.
I know exactly. But the thing is, what it makes, but the thing is, this is one probably one of the main reasons why I prefer now to remain single after I left Michigan back in early 2014. Still go on occasional dates here and there, and that's about it. That's how I prefer to keep it because I had too many screw jobs done back in Detroit, in Roseville, and other areas. I can't even count. So I figure, you know what? I'm just gonna keep myself single and go on a date with this person, meet up this gal at the castle, meet up this gal at this place there, and that's how I prefer to keep it. You know, I keep myself. I planned it in a way to keep myself unavailable. As simple as that.
Right.
Especially, I had to do that to this one woman at this one grocery store that I worked in Southeast Michigan, in Richmond, which is a hick town, by the way. I'm glad I left that spot. The woman at the when she was a cash register, yeah, she was a cashier, meant to say, my bad, and she was married with a daughter and stuff. But however, she wanted to fool around on her husband. I don't know if she was not happy or she felt the need to be a wild child once again after she had her kid. You know how sometimes women who have kids feel the need to act young again like they were 17 or 16. But here's the thing, she was trying to ask me to come over her place a lot of times. You got to come over, you got to come over. I was like, wait a minute, you're married with a daughter. No married woman would ask a single guy to come over their place. No, that
Right.
makes no sense at all. She would talk about Asian porn channels, like, really? She was like, try. Finally, I just had enough. I told the management about this dumb bitch, and basically, she got suspended. And from then on, she gave me dirty looks whenever I passed by. She would flip me off whenever she drove by, when I was riding my bike. She'd go, call me loser. Like she would, it was her retaliating. But here's the thing, she was in the wrong. If you have an issue with your husband, speak about it, talk to him. But she didn't want to do that. She was afraid of a confrontation or something happening. But should have realized that before you got married.
Right.
Some people don't really think. And I guess what it is that many women in Richmond have issues with men. I had in my head for a long time because they talk about their ex-husbands this, they talk about their ex-husbands that. And it's like, geez, that's why I had to date outside of Richmond. I was involved with a woman for a few months who lived in Warren, and then later I got involved with a girlfriend who I previously dated before, but started dating again in 2008 after me and a couple buddies went to some old club that we used to go to. We saw this other woman there then that I used to date, and we started hooking up once again. Like and it's like it's like here's today's. Let me put it this way. Today's modern women are about themselves and what they can get for themselves and nothing else. A lot of times they feel entitled to certain things like jewelry, a luxurious car, or lifestyle because they see all these women on social media flaunting their good looks, their bikinis, their sports cars, their mansions, and they want to live like that. It's kind of like the same thing with the movie Scarface and how Tony Montana lived in that movie. The mansion, everything else, the high profile lifestyle. Many You realize how that movie played a big part in hip hop in terms of background settings and lyrics, how they talk about all the stuff they have, like my watch
Right.
costs more than your car, my watch costs more than the plane ride that you took down to Miami here,
Right.
or I got me a badass Benz. I'm gonna get me we right away go to the rib shop and get me all the 29-inch rims. Huh. I mean, like, many people see all how these rappers live with the sports cars and shit, and they want to live like that. And you look at the world that they're living in where they just can't afford the car yet, they're still getting by a bike, and that jealousy, that resentment kicks right in. They want to have those things. They want to have it all. And like many stories I heard from different women, they look at their lives as a mother, a wife, and they see themselves like, I deserve more. I want to venture out into something. I want to feel alive again. I want to feel desired. Well, you were desired by your husband, but he works so much. I never see him. He's working to build a life for you and your kids. Ever think about that, you dumb bitch? Think about that. Give me a
It's
break.
crazy.
It's crazy. It's like now the dating scene is on the down low as a result of all these actions. And I'm not putting all women under the bus. There are men out there who are the same way. There are men out there who probably pretty nice to this young female only to take advantage of them. Probably brag about how many girls that they've gotten with each every night. I mean, men can play the same game as well as some of these entitled women are. There are entitled men out there who feel that they can have whatever they want because they're the captain of the high school football team or the basketball team. They feel that the world owes, they should bow to them. They feel that everything should be about what they want, what they desire, and everything else, blah, blah, blah. It's like, come on. Whoever came up
Yeah.
with the idea of that kids should be entitled to everything needs a boot in the ass. Nobody's entitled to anything, folks. Bottom line. You want something, you earn it.
I
I
just
mean,
yeah, that's who I was talking about. That was her back in high school. The one I was talking about. Looks
uh-huh.
like Madonna, but dumb in the brain. You can tell just how she's, yeah, how she is in this photo I just shared with you. But you
I'm
can tell,
looking
I
at it
mean,
right now. Oh yeah, she's
you see
trying
what I'm
to take.
saying? She presented herself
Oh,
that way.
oh my gosh, she looks like a floozy. She looks like well, she's like one of those attention-seeking bitches who probably tried to be the next Daniel Barogi, but not. No, 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 no. Come on, give me a break. Give me a break. She's
I'm
not
glad.
even
I
interested.
mean,
She's
every
not
dude
even
I was
looking.
friends with dated her.
Yeah, exactly. She doesn't even look interesting in the beginning, even without the crater face.
Every dude thought she was the easy, like they thought she was the hottest girl in high school. I'm like, I said, you
Yeah,
guys are dumb.
yeah. It got
I said, she has
obviously.
no brains, but dresses like a hooker.
Yeah, exactly, because they feel that's the way to get attention. That's the way. Remember, like I said, girls, women love attention. Bottom line, people love. I mean, like that's how it is. Unfortunately.
I remember she got me suspended for telling her in the cafeteria. She's like, "Oh, Frenchie, you always try to." She called me a meanie, Earl, a meanie.
Oh my
She's like, "You've always been a
god.
meanie."
That's what. That's a lot of things. That reminds me of how these liberals, when you try to confront them with an issue, how do you present some facts to them, and they immediately call you a meanie or a racist because you disagree with their beliefs. There is a YouTuber who goes by the name Only Jayus.
Right?
And she said, she was speaking about Charlie Kirk's assassination, and she said something like, the man was a Nazi, but he didn't deserve, but to kill the guy the way he did. I'm like, hold up. Are you aware of what a Nazi is? Are you aware of what the true meaning of that word, of that term is, for crying out loud?
Right.
Because you think of conservatives as Nazis, control what we think, what we say, what we believe in, control how we dress, how we cut wear our hair, what kind of clothing we should, what we should say, what we should not say. Control, control, control. That's what they believe in. That's what they think conservatism is. Like, you cannot have same-sex relationships. It has to be traditional. Well, man, woman, child, family pet, mom's apple pie, and everything else. That's what they understand. That's how they look at conservatism. It's, but and you look at that as Nazism. Well, let me go look up the per definition Nazi for these
And
morons
you know
to
what's
understand.
crazy?
Yeah.
Getting back. The reason why I got suspended, and she called me a meanie. And I remember I was in what they call the black box room in theater, right? It's where, like with
Yes.
the room with all the mirrors. And I remember I was fixing a button on my jacket, like I was sewing it because they had the sewing thing in the classroom. So I'm fixing my zipper and button on my jacket, and I'm looking in the mirror, and she's standing like behind me, but I can see her reflection through the mirror. And I
Hmm.
looked straight ahead at the mirror. I'll never forget what I said to her. I said, "I'm a meanie because your stepdad and your daddy wasn't a father to you. So it's not my fault you have fatherly issues that turns you into a hoe." And he said,
You
"And
know,
you're just mad because I rejected you and you can't have your way with me." And she goes, "I'm telling, you're a meanie." I said, "Tell the teacher, it's true. It's not my fault. You have fatherly issues. That your stepdad failed you and your biological dad failed you. And look what happened to you. You're now a high school hooker."
you know what? It's
And she was like,
interesting you should mention that, Beth, because there are a lot of failing parents out there, and the kids grow up becoming the way they are at the time. It's their way of kind of backlashing, retaliating against what the way their parents let them down. Like, for example, if your father was never in your life, you're going to grow up resentful. You're going to be angry. You're going to be fearful of commitments. You're going to be fearful of about, being with a woman. Basically, because you didn't have a father in your life, you're not going to really know how to be a man. And
"Well,
they
it's
kind of,
sad because I also know that she had a lot of like, she was very diabetic. She like had a very bad health
health.
problems.
What
I
kind of,
remember this boy,
was it diabetic, you said?
yeah, she was. She had a lot of
Type
very,
1 to
she had so many
type,
things wrong with her besides the herpes.
really? What,
I
what
remember
are
this
the
boy
issues
that
that she have?
she had like high
High
blood
blood
pressure, yeah.
pressure.
And she had I think she had like what's it called? Like she would always go to hospitals. I remember Nick, a guy that dated her, told me he would always have to see her at the hospital. I said, "Why?" Not only did she have very bad high blood pressure, she was diabetic,
Hmm.
and I think she had really bad like something wrong with her blood cells, like really bad blood cells on top of the herpes. So I don't know her full medical history, but I remember this dude. Yes, this dude named by was crazy. His name was that. His name was Chris Rockwell. Everybody called him Rockwell, and he dated her. He was like
Really?
the school's quarterback, and I was like, winning trophies, and like when I was doing high school wrestling, me and him stayed in touch because he was a popular guy in football. I was a popular guy in wrestling with my brothers and my family. I
Yes.
remember Rockwell coming to me and saying, "Prince, you know what they nicknamed her?" I spat out my soda when he told me they nicknamed her Diabetic Coochie.
Diabetic coochie.
I was like,
That was the nickname.
that was her nickname, Diabetic Cooch.
Diabetic cooch. Sounds like
I was like, what the fuck?
sounds
That
like a
was the
good
name
name.
that got around. That was the name that
Sounds
got around high school. They used to say, Haley, the diabetic Gucci girl. I'm like, Haley, the diabetic. I said, wow, they nicknamed her Haley, the diabetic.
sounds like a good name for a pop punk band.
Yeah,
What do you think
yeah, it
about
was
it there?
crazy, girl. It was crazy.
Wait,
My high school life was crazy.
ladies and gentlemen, Green Day would be going on tour pretty soon, and the opening act for this tour will be hailing from so and so, in whichever state, where the fuck they hail from, Diabetic Gucci
Atlanta. She
with
was
their
from
new
Atlanta. That's what I was from
song.
Atlanta. Yeah.
Okay. But it was just, and here, Diabetic Gucci is now on the Billboard charts with their song, I don't know shit for Shigo.
Hit song hurt me.
What was that? Oh, my herpes got in the way of loving you. That probably be he probably put that on a T-shirt he sent to her as a Christmas gift.
But Rockwell said that that was her nickname. And remember my senior year on my way out. Thank God it was my way out. I remember she her it was my senior, her sophomore year. I remember she was on the cheer squad. I was like, oh Lord, now even more men would love her. And they
Oh
did because
gosh.
she was a cheerleader. So you know how that went.
Oh yeah, they love the cheerleaders, obviously. Like they always go for the because the one that's showing the legs, they're the one who's showing the bodies and everything else. They're the one jumping up and down. Yay, go team, yay. And that was started
And I
by the
got one. I
Dallas
got one for
Cowboy.
your audience, Earl.
Yep,
I'll
yep.
give this one for the audience, and I'll stop talking about the girl.
Hmm.
I remember I was in Rockwell's car. He was dating her. We was going to the game actually. I was going to the football game.
Hmm.
It was one of those cold, like how it is now. It was one of those cold October months. It was like, it was homecoming actually. It was homecoming.
Hmm.
And Rockwell, if you're out there listening, because I share this stream with everyone. If you're out there listening, you know what I mean. I'm in his truck, right? Beautiful
Hmm.
Hummer. Beautiful
Yeah.
Hummer.
Ah.
She gets mad, this girl, Haley I'm talking about. She gets mad. She goes, why do you, because it's cold. She goes, why do you keep turning the seat warmer off? He
Mhm.
turns around, looks at her, he said, what we're not about to do is fry fish up in this bitch. I died in the backseat laughing. He said, we're not going to fry fish, if you know what he means by that, in this bitch. I was
Oh
like, I'm
man,
dead.
I know what you're talking about. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I said Rockwell. He was funny. He had a great sense of humor.
Boom. Boom. Bitch
He
got
dropped a
owned.
pipe bomb on her. And
Yep,
he said, that's a
absolutely.
seat warmer. She said, I know the seat warmer. She goes, why do you keep turning it off? He literally turned to his girlfriend and said, we're not frying fish up in this bitch.
Oh, damn. I bet she probably didn't know what that meant, obviously being the bimbo that she was.
Because he said, I don't need my new brand new Hummer that my dad just got me for my 16th birthday to be smelling like fried fish.
Oh gosh. Damn, dude. Man,
And
oh man, oh man.
she was like, why is Prince just crying, laughing in the back seat? He goes, I don't know. But I was like hysterically laughing so hard.
Hmm. All right. All right. I sent an invite to Ken, Famav Ken, or Ken on 10, as he's known here on Discord as. And I'm still waiting for a reply. I don't know if he is no longer live or hitting the hay or what it was or what it is. Let me see if I can just call him for a second, see if he's home, just for the sake of it.
Yes, I would love to have Ken on. Ken's always
Uh,
been good.
I know he's always been
First
a
show I
cool guy.
debuted on, by the way, to let everyone know, the viewers
Yeah,
out there.
exactly. That's
First
when I
show I
invited
came
you
on.
to the music show with me, Ark and YR, and Keith.
Yep.
All
The
right, there.
anniversary, I would say. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's around this month I came to find out Ken. That's crazy.
yeah, and that's when Vikings fan came in and said all those things about you, and then
Yeah.
you were looking at him like, huh, Ken? No, I don't think Ken is available at the moment. There. All right.
See if what's his name? The one that joined us last time on the show. Is he
Casey is
available?
raw. Casey is
Yeah,
raw.
see if he's available.
I don't know.
He
Let
always
me
had great
see.
conversation with him.
Okay, let me see if we can. All right, there. You know, let me DM him and see. Casey, care to join me and Prince again? Blah blah blah.
I love having him on here. He's very knowledgeable, very smart guy.
Okay, there. Let me see if we can get. Okay, let's see what how he is. If he we're live right now. Right now. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we get any response. If not, probably let's see what we could do from here. Probably one more topic, and then we'll probably call it and give a end the show here because got to get ready for work in the morning. Got to take me a shower, get the things prepared, such and such and such.
I have a question because I always see you
Yes,
with
yes.
different hairstyles. How do you do that? Like you always have your hair slicked back and it's curly and it's this. And you got good hair, Earl. But it's
I
short
think
and it's not
I
short.
thank you. I heard it from my dad. He had very wavy hair. I basically took after his facial features, his body structure and such. I heard it mostly from my dad, so give him props, for
Yes, yes.
pretend be co
There's
making
times where
me
you
a
look like
Simian.
Howard Stern sometimes.
Oh man, I used to get that a lot of times back in Michigan when my hair was a lot more darker, dyed, and it
Yeah.
was way longer. You know, like, I used to get comparisons. One time, Jimmy Page, Slash, Alice Cooper, Steve and Tyler at one point. Like I used to get compared to musicians all the time. When my hair was way shorter, it was one time either Roger Waters and one another time Kevin Bacon.
Right, right. With me, when I had my afro, I used to get Hendrix, Prince, of course. But as soon as I started, as YR, when YR realized I had the locks, he was the first one to sit and say, "Oh my God, you look like Bob Marley or Snoop Dogg."
Uh
And then
huh.
I guess he really looked at me and said, "You look like Kravis." I was like, "Oh my God, that's funny."
Ah,
And I
yeah,
appreciate YR. Shout out to YR. He really was the first one to sit and say I look like Lenny Kravitz. So shout out to you. He
yeah.
started that for me, that journey.
Yes. And by the way, me and Y are patching up. We did Music Maniacs. We premiered on the
Yeah, I
episode
know.
we
I
did
saw
there.
that. I saw
Yeah.
that
So,
at 7 o'clock before we went on.
yeah, exactly. I feel got a big
You
plan.
guys did like a little pre-show to the main event tonight. You did like a little
Pretty much,
pre-show, and
yeah.
then
Well,
tomorrow night
basically,
you
we
have a dark set uh thing going on Sunday, right? The dark set.
the Dark Soundscape set. That's a Sunday night, 11 p.m. Eastern Time Zone, or 10 p.m. in your time, or excuse me, Mountain Time Zone you're in. I keep forgetting you're in Vegas. It's a
Yes.
9 p.m. in your time zone, obviously.
I'll tell you the truth, it's killing me because I'm so used to the Texas Dallas time. It's crazy, bro. I'm so used to Dallas time. It's driving me crazy, and I still go by the Dallas time because it's easier for me. But Vegas time is just like, bro, it's fucking crazy the Dallas time.
Yeah, I know, but you know what? Interesting. You know what? When I first arrived in Texas, I was picked up by my sister, an oldest nephew. When I turned on my phone that I had at that time, immediately went into the time that was in the Central Time Zone. Immediately
Oh,
after
here
I
he is.
turned it on. Who? Hello?
Yo, yo, hey,
Hey,
Hey, it's
Ken, what's going
Ken.
on, man? I'm glad you could make it on the show. Me and
Good to
Prince have
have
been
you,
live.
brother.
Good to have you, my man. It's good to have you with us. I figured you'd probably be asleep at this point because of your
yeah,
work
bro, it's a
schedule.
Nah,
sick ass.
I'm not
No,
asleep,
no,
bro.
I don't work
I'm never
tomorrow. I'm off
asleep.
for Saturday.
Oh, you're lucky, man. You're
Yeah,
lucky. I wish I
I work
did.
every other Saturday. I work every
Ah,
other, so I'm off this Saturday. I got to work next Saturday. But
I
yeah, I was
see there.
watching the game with them. There's that fucking game is in the 14th inning right now, winner take all,
All
and I was
right.
watching it with them. Yeah, it's a pretty sick game so far. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm up late because you know why, man? I pretty much like I did some shit around the house today. Like I winded up getting a lot done, believe it or not. I'm doing fall cleanup right now around my house, like
Ah.
getting rid of all the plants and the vegetables and like bagging everything and getting rid of it and making everything good for like fall
Yes.
and the winter, you know. So I got rid of a lot of shit today and worked a little, not that hard, but did a good amount. And I've pretty much been chilling since like 5:30. Like I haven't done shit since 5:30, man. So I'm not really tired. So I just figured
Nice.
I'd stay up and watch the game. And I saw you called, and I was like, "Oh, I'll tell him to come in here." And then I saw you said you were live, so I was like, "Oh, yeah, that's why."
Yeah, I originally wanted to invite you, Dave, and whoever else was on the call with on your end to join us, and kind of like a simulcast stream, a double stream, I guess you could call it. I figure it'd be interesting, but
Streams.
I'm thinking maybe you probably ended your show, and I figure it probably went to bed, and then you joined
I
the
ended
call,
it a
and then
while ago.
I see there,
I
yeah.
had to go to the store. I went to
All
the
right then.
store, got dog food, got a bunch of shit, and I came back and just watching the game and shit. Why? What are you guys doing?
Well, right now we're
We're
just
just
talking
live.
a
We're just
whole
shooting the breeze.
talking a range of topics, ranging from R. Kelly, P. Diddy, all these women on social media flooding their shit around.
You know what I heard about P Diddy?
Yeah.
videos that they suppressed that hit the internet, but his people suppressed the videos before they went viral of him in the jail yard driving around on a mini bike that he was allowed to purchase and bring onto the jail yard with him. And he drives it all around the jail during the day.
Really?
This mini bike.
What? I'm surprised he
Yeah,
allowed that.
couldn't believe it when I heard it.
Oh man, that man's a
Just goes
clown.
to show you when you got money, right? You got money and power. You
You
could
could
do
have
anything, man.
everything
Even
behind
in
bars
jail.
as well.
Even in jail, you could have your toys and you could have, I bet you if he's got that and he's allowed to do that, just think of all the other things he must do.
Oh
Cell
gosh.
phone, you know what I mean? Internet, food. I bet you he lives like a king in there, this guy. He lives like a king in there.
In a way, I would
He's
not
like
be
he's like
surprised.
mafia. He's like the mafia, bro.
Yeah. Probably associated with the
That's
mafia as
Modern
crazy.
day
well.
mafia, bro. He
Yep.
is. He's the modern day mafia.
Yeah.
You know, he's got that much power and he's got that much money that he can shake people down. They can go to court and testify against him. He can fucking pay people off, shut their mouths. You know what I mean? And he's got money and power.
Yep.
And the government went after him. The government wins
How do you say? Hold on,
99.99%
Earl.
of the
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
You know?
You know what that
And they
means? You know what that
lost.
means, Foul Ken? Exactly what his record label says. He really is a bad, 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 bad boy. He really
He's
is.
a bad motherfucker, bro. And I'll tell you this, all these other rappers, even these guys that like claim to be gangbangers back in the day,
Yep.
they're supposedly not afraid of anybody. Even all those people said, yo, on the real, behind the scenes, P. Diddy is the type of person that if he says, I want this person gone, they are gone.
Yep.
He's got
Damn.
that much power. He's got
So I
that
think.
much
So I
power.
think.
And they were
So.
afraid of him, bro. They were all afraid of him. That rapper that he set his car on fire, that
Yeah.
testified against him,
Yeah.
Kid Cudi?
since he got, yeah, Kid Cudi, since he got off of all those charges, that dude, Kid Cudi, is scared shitless, bro. He thinks he's going to have
He
repercussions against
traumatized his
him.
dog, bro. He scared the shit out of his own dog. He scared
Wow.
the shit out of Kid Cudi's
They
dog.
went into that dude's house, bro, and was like, yo, called him from his house and was like, yo, I'm in your house. What's up, motherfucker? Come here and talk to me. And he was like, what? You're in my house? And he heard his dog in the background. And he was like,
This
what
shit is
the fuck?
insanely crazy.
Yeah, dude, and he got away with it. That's the brazen
Wow.
shit.
Holy
He
cow,
got
dude.
away with all that. He only got charged with a minor shit. You know, he got away with the rest of all that, setting that dude's car on fire, breaking into his house, fucking with his animal, you know, like fucking breaking and entering, you know, all this crazy shit that he got away with, bro. P. Diddy beat the system, dude. He's like fucking
John Gotti.
Scarface, bro. Yeah, John Gotti. He's like
Yeah.
fucking a mob boss, dude. Period. You know what? R. Kelly
He's
went
like,
down
I
for
gotta
what he
say,
did.
Foul Ken, I'm not afraid to say it. He's like the Black Mafia.
He's not even black mafia. He's mafia.
All together. So do you think
I
that
mean,
He's mafia, bro. That dude
he did
was
hang out with
raised
Suge
around these
Knight,
guys.
though.
Don't
Do you
Remember, he used
forget
to
think?
hang
that.
out with
That
Suge
dude,
Knight.
yo,
Well,
don't forget the fact that that dude grew up in New York his whole life, correct? P. Diddy.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, he did.
Yep.
And when he grew up, what was around him? The mafia and the ghetto, correct?
Yes.
Right? Because New
Yep.
York
Obviously.
was full of the mafia from all the way from the early 1900s all the way up until like about 2015. The mafia ruled everything in New York, right? And
Yes.
now they're not really that prevalent anymore. It's gone basically. But
Yeah.
back then in his era, the mafia was all around him. He saw John Gotti, all these guys. They all wanted to be like him. He all wanted to be like them. They all loved each other. The rappers loved the fucking gangsters. The gangsters loved the rappers. I used to see John Gotti walking around with a fucking Raiders starter jacket on back in the day, bro, in the 90s. And I
Yeah.
used to be like, damn, that dude's wearing a fucking Raiders jacket like we do. Like, cause I was like a young kid that wore Raiders shit because it was like the cool thing to
It's
do. And
crazy.
here was John Gotti walking around with like his Raiders shit on. And I was just like, yo, look at this guy, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and like that. And he was around that shit, P. Diddy. He picked up on all that shit, the swagger, all that shit. And P. Diddy ran with it, bro. That motherfucker ran with it, bro. And look what he did. He got off, bro. You know how hard it is to beat the government? Like, 0.99 of the time they win every
He only
case
got
they
charged
take
for what he
on.
did to his wife, Cassie. That's the only thing he got charged with.
No, actually, he got
The only thing she
charges.
They
wanted,
threw
No,
the book
the
at
no,
only
him.
thing she wanted was money.
no.
That's
Well,
all she
basically,
wanted.
wait a minute. If
Yeah.
I understand, he only got. He was the charges against what he did to Cassie was kind of like what he was found not guilty of, but it was the transportation of male escorts to escorts and such. That's what he got
Least charge
guilty.
of all the charges. It was like the least of
Now,
all the charges
now,
against him.
Ken, Earl, mark my
Yeah.
words. We got through 2025 of the Diddy case. I promise you. And in fact, it's not even spoiler. This is what Prince Idol's putting on the table. I'm not even predicting it. This is facts. Okay, the biggest case before the Diddy case was Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, right? So what's
Yes, I
after
remember.
the Diddy case? I promise you this, guys. I promise you this. The next case in 2026, going up next year, will be Will Smith and Jada. Watch. Watch.
Wow.
Tell me if I'm telling lies. We will be hearing about Will Smith and Jada. Watch.
All right. Because
He'll
all the
finally
shit that's
divorce her by
blown
next
out to
year.
them.
The
I mean,
Smith family will be all
I
over the
mean,
news next year.
dude, they had plenty of opportunities to get divorced already. I mean, shit, they both fucked other people. Like they you know, what I mean, like they've done a lot of weird shit to each other.
well,
So I mean, that is a weird ass couple. I'll tell you that.
beyond weird. Even their son Jaden is a weird ass couple. I mean, like I saw a video of him acting all weird and stuff
Did
there.
you fucking hear what Jackie Chang said about him?
No, what did he say?
Oh yeah, the
He
reason
was
why
like,
he didn't do Karate
he's like,
Kid.
I will not work with that kid. I will not work with him again because he's making very bad decisions and a lot of shit that he's doing.
Wow.
And he's like, I can't work with him when he's like that. Like, I
That's
can't do
right.
it.
They
I
did
know the
their.
real. He's like, I know the real kid, and for some reason, he's not being himself anymore. He's being someone totally different. He's like, I know the real kid, and the real kid is a talented, unbelievable young man. And he's like, but this guy, I don't know this kid. This is a totally different person. I ain't working with this person. And I was like, oh
Yes.
shit, that's what Jackie Chang said, bro. He was like
Wow.
shitting on this dude.
Crazy.
You know, he's supposed to be in the Karate Kid that
Karate
they
Kid,
just
yeah.
made.
Yeah, the
And
reboot of the
they said,
Karate
no, we're
Kid.
not. Yeah, he said, I am not being in that movie if he's in it. And they were like, well, we got to have Jackie Chang in it. And they were like, well, I'm not being in it if he's in it. And they said, all right, well, he's not in it then. And then he was like, all right, I'll do the movie then. He did
He
not
did.
want to do it with him in it, bro.
They tried to get the original Karate Kid for it. Yeah, I seen it movie. I seen it. They had to get the
Yeah.
original Karate
Good,
Kid.
Yeah. Well, the original Karate Kid is
good.
all grown up. They went on. They
Where
did
can you see
Cobra
that
Kai.
movie? Where can you see that movie? You can see it in the theaters.
Which one?
Yes,
The
sir. I saw
reboot
it in
or the
theaters.
original?
I want to see the new one. I didn't see it yet.
Mm.
I think. Hold on. I think
Was
I
the
could send
girl
it to
in
you.
it that played in the one with Mr. Miyagi where it was a female? That chick? She's an actress. She's kind of hot.
I'm not too sure of her name there. But are we speaking of the
She
Ralph?
was in Mr. Miyagi where he trained a girl.
Yeah. No, I never. That's
Movie.
right. I'm reminded. So it's a Karate Kid Part 4, if I remember. Yes.
He
Came
was
out a
part
few
four where he
years.
trained this girl that was like a troubled girl
I
and
see.
she was being
Yeah.
bullied at school and blah blah blah. The whole storyline all over again. And it's like, why do you have to go with the same storyline? Why can't you just do something different? You know what I mean? They're like,
Because
oh, let's have this girl get bullied at school and she don't know how to fight. And then Mr. Miyagi comes in and slaps his hand together and rubs a pussy hole. And then fucking everything, you know what I mean? It's like, come on, you know, come on with
you
that
know why?
bullshit.
Because he got the idea that using the same formula always works. It's like if a band hits a
I guess
charts with a
so, man.
song,
They
it's
did
like
it with Back to the Future, right? Remember
yeah,
Back
they
to the
did it.
Future?
Even the
How they,
band
they,
Quiet
yeah.
Riot, the rock band from LA. Remember how they hit it big with that Slade cover? Come
I
out, feel the
cannot,
noise.
Dr. Earl, I cannot believe that I played a song tonight
Hmm.
that you did not know.
I
Because
know. It's like
normally, everything I put on, you normally nail it, bro.
yeah.
Nail it. And I guess that song is a little obscure, I guess, in a way.
It is. I've never heard that piece before in my life. I remember around that year, 1979, Flash to the Pan with Hey Say Peter. That was played on the radio. My Sharona by the
So the
Knack.
movies, hold on, not to interrupt you. The movie's called Karate Kid, Kid Legend, the Legend of Karate Kid, and
Yeah,
you can
that's
find it on Netflix.
I'm gonna watch that shit and probably
Yeah, you
jerk
can
off
find it on
to it.
Netflix. It's
No, I'm
available on
just kidding.
Netflix.
I wouldn't do that. But yeah, I'm gonna jerk off to the movie. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that.
Right.
But look what I got, Dr. Earl, that I
What do you
found.
got?
You see what I got?
It's kind of it's kind. Let's see. It's kind of dark here. It's kind of like um. You got to put a light on it. Kind of like looks
Oh,
like
brother, I got a bow and arrow.
Oh,
Like, the old
nice.
fashioned. Yeah, man, I haven't used one in
Oh,
years, and I found this shit in my garage. And I'm like, you know
wow.
what? I'm gonna get back into that shit. I used to be into archery,
Right.
and I figured,
You know what?
fuck it.
You should. I know Ted Nugent does a lot of archery. He hunts with a bow and arrow.
Nugent
You should
is a
probably get a.
sick fuck, but I
Really?
love him. Yeah, he's a sick bastard, Ted Nugent, but I love the guy, bro. You
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of him? You like him?
Well, I like his music a lot of times. I know the My Way or the Highway is kind of like
Nugent the man, no. Ted
that's true.
Nugent the man. What do you think of the
That's true.
man, Ted
I
Nugent?
never met the man though. I only heard stories,
But I'm sure,
good.
yeah, you've heard, right?
That's about it.
So
That's all I know. I never met him face to face.
he's like he's got like he's aligned with the MAGA guys.
I
You know
know,
that?
yeah. He's always
Yeah.
did. He supported Bob Dole in his run against Bill Clinton years ago. He always spoke against, Clinton, the Democrats, the liberals, and everything else. He
Man, yeah,
dogged
he
a
does,
lot of
bro.
transgenders.
He does. And you know what? He says a lot of things that are like that are really really good stuff, man. He says, he could have ran for office, that guy, bro. He probably would have definitely been a senator or some shit, but he never did it. He likes hunting and killing deer and gutting them and fucking living off the land, and like he's an American, bro, like a true outdoor, like
Yeah, he is an outdoor spirit of the wild. That's his motto.
man. Yeah.
In fact, here's something else. Like, I remember reading. I think he mentioned that it's probably best to get fresh deer meat, processed the way he likes it to, because I remember hearing that a lot of times that supermarket meat often get tampered with at times.
Dude, they put chemicals in that shit. They do all kinds of nasty shit. Those fucks, bro. They especially here in the U.S., bro. They
Mhm.
poison us here, bro. They don't give a fuck. They poison us. You gotta eat right and fucking look good, like fucking what's his
Celebrity,
name? Um,
some social media star, I'll bet
like
you,
Prince
or
Idol
movie
over
star.
here, bro, with the abs and the fucking, you know what I mean?
Like,
You
Yeah.
gotta eat
you ever?
good and fucking look good and stay away from that nasty fucking preservatives and chemicals and I like eating steak and meat and all that shit, but I
Yeah.
was thinking about it the other day, dude. I saw a video of this dude who went out into a field and he made a noise, and all of a sudden in the distance I heard like this fucking loud noise from this animal, and you see this cow flying up to this guy, like so happy to see this guy. And he starts putting his head down to the guy, and the guy's petting him, and this thing's acting like a fucking dog. He's like
Mhm.
all over this guy. He obviously loves this guy and listens when he calls him. He comes from a mile away. And I'm thinking to myself, man, we fucking eat cows like it's nothing, bro. Like, and it's so sad. We're eating animals with fucking souls and lives and feelings, and we just butcher them and fucking eat them up. And it's like, I love a steak, I love a burger, but damn, bro, like, are we doing the right thing? Eating meat? Like, are we gonna die one day and God's gonna be like, you ate fucking 100 cows' souls and fucking meat from their bodies, and it's disgusting what you did, and you're going to hell for it. Like, I mean, sometimes I think like, humans can live off of greens, bro. We could literally live off of trees and fruits and vegetables but yet we eat meat. It's weird. And
It
But
is.
I feel you. You were
I
supposed to be
think
eating the
because
food
meat
that
has
God intended us to
protein,
eat.
and I think because meat
I,
has
I
protein
think,
and
but people say that God did intend us to eat like deer and cow
that's
and
what I'm saying.
chicken,
Yeah.
and some people believe that God intended us to eat those animals, like because they're below us in the food chain, and that's what happens naturally.
Nah,
You
man,
know what I
nah, we
mean?
have to eat
But
that
I
shit.
don't know, man. Sometimes I feel like a fruit bag, kind of like, like I just want to eat greenery, you
Right.
know?
I can never eat
Yeah.
greenery. I was never into
Salads,
veggies. The
a
only
dude's
vegetable I was
asshole.
into, the
You know
only
what I mean?
vegetable I was into was carrots. And that was about it. I cannot eat cucumber, broccoli,
Yeah,
spinach.
yo,
I tr-
cucumbers, they're good when they're done off the right way. I can't eat them plain. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things I cannot eat either, like greenery
I
wise. Like,
tried. I
you
tr-
know,
one time I
tomatoes I
tried.
hate unless there's like cheese on it or something. My wife puts like ball sack vinegar on there and some cheese, and then I could eat a tomato. But
All
like
right, there.
if it's not done up, I'm not eating it. You know what I mean? Like it's disgusting. A
You're
regular
right.
tomato.
Yo,
Hate
what's
the
it?
taste.
I was never into tomatoes either, let alone peaches. I was never much of a fruits and vegetables guys. I was
And
more
now,
like a,
Dr. Earl,
yeah,
you know what I found out tonight that we
what?
talked about, and I just found out?
Mm,
So I grew my first marijuana plant that you could
yes,
actually smoke this
yeah.
year,
All
right?
right.
So I've
All right.
grown marijuana plants in the past, but they never worked. I never got buds. And there's one time I got buds, it was full of seeds and you couldn't even smoke it. So
Mhm.
I've had negative reaction every time I tried to grow a plant. But this year, for some reason, I grew one. I found out how to separate it at the right time. I did, and everything budded. And I had like a half ounce worth of fucking unbelievably good weed that I smoked. And I was like, that was awesome. So now I want to grow another one. But I just found out tonight that you can infuse your weed with like orange peels and orange peels and
Mhm.
apple peels and fruit shit. Like you can put it
Wow.
like in the plant, under the plant, and water the plant and leave it there under the plant, which helps it from getting too moist and it helps it from fungus. It helps, and it also like flavors the weed. So I was like, holy shit, man, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make orange weed. You
All
know what I mean?
right.
It's gonna smell and taste like oranges. How sick is
All
that?
right. Interesting. Beyond
Right?
interesting. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, dude.
If it has anybody done this before, if it's not, definitely get it patented and copyrighted and start selling it for
Well, no,
shizzle.
I'm sure no, they all do that, dude. There's people that make their weed taste like chocolate and vanilla and all kinds of stuff. So I'm not like the
Raspberry?
first one, but I was amazed at the fact that I can not only grow my own shit, but now I can flavor it.
All
I was like,
right.
man, I'm fucking doing that. Like, I'm gonna put some orange peels in there, banana.
Mhm.
I mean, not banana, orange and apple peels. You know what I mean? Just to see if it gives it that flavor. Why not? It's
What
worth a
about
try.
what about bubble gum flavored weed?
Dude, that would be. They do have that. They
Oh,
have that.
really? Yeah.
And you know what's funny, Dr. Earl?
Yeah.
They have one weed that they say it's bubble gum, but they artificially flavored it to taste like that. And it
Ah.
does taste like bubble gum, right? And
Ah.
you do get high on it, but they got chemicals in it to make it taste like that,
Oh
right?
man. All right.
Then they have another version of it that's called bubble yum weed,
Uh-huh.
and that version is naturally flavored like bubble gum.
Oh
That's why they
wow.
call it bubble gum because it's naturally flavored. So I never tried the natural flavored one, but I've tried the artificial one and it fucking tasted and smelt just like bubble gum, bro. It was the fucking coolest thing in the world.
All
It
right.
really was.
Nice.
Yeah, it was sick, man. You don't
Damn.
smoke weed, right?
No, I don't. I don't even smoke cigarettes.
Never smoked weed ever?
Never have. No, never did.
Never ever took a hit of weed.
Never had. Not even the cigarette.
Dr. Earl, you're into rock and roll and all that. You never tried a hit of weed.
Never did. Never did.
Wonderful thing, right?
Never did any of that stuff. I didn't. The
Well,
last time, in fact,
do you realize that it broadens your love for music and your love for movies and love for a lot of things that you do in life? It makes it better. Do you
mm,
realize that?
wow. But then again, I'm a horrible creature of habit.
Fucking Dr. Earl.
If I was gonna start smoking
It's
weed, I'd
nothing
be
that get
go.
out of control with.
Yeah,
Nothing you can get out of control with. I'm
yeah.
telling you, it's not the type of weed. Weed is not the type of thing where you're like, oh god, I need to smoke right now. I need weed. It's not like that. Like I could literally go 2 weeks without smoking without a problem.
All right
It's
there.
not a big deal.
All right
A
there.
lot of people are like that. Weed is like
Yo,
maybe having a beer at the end of work, once a week, or a glass of wine.
I did
It's
used to
just like
drink
that.
beer a few times. I did used to
Well,
drink beer a few
it's like
times.
that. It's like drinking a beer. Like if you took a
Yeah.
hit of weed off of a joint, it's literally like drinking one beer.
Mm. Ah.
It's no bigger deal than that. Honestly, it's not. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? People make it out like it was such a bad drug back in the day. They made all these movies that made it look like you throw yourself out of a window of a
Uh-huh.
10-story building because you're high on marijuana. And like they used to tell you, oh, stay away from weed. It's a gateway drug and all. No, it's not a gateway drug. It's actually a wonderful, wonderful drug that helps so many people out in so many different ways. It stops this little girl from having seizures fucking 50 times a day. It makes people that have like anxiety out in public, if they smoke before they go out, they could actually interact with people and have a normal life because it calms them down and it makes them be able to like, see things differently and react differently. And it helps them calm them. And, it does so many things for so many people, cancer patients. And my wife had breast cancer. She don't smoke weed. I
Wow.
begged her, please, please smoke a little weed. She complained and complained about having nausea and sick and throwing up. And I kept begging her for weeks, could you please just take a hit of my weed? Please. All right. All right. I'll do it. I'll do anything at this point, please. And I gave her a little bit of a joint. I said, smoke this little pin joint. She took like 2 hits of it and put it away. And I was like, no, you're supposed to smoke more. It's not going to work. And she was like, well, that's all I could do. I'm not, I don't smoke. So 20 minutes later, she was like, oh my God, I am hungry right now. And I'm like, you're hungry? And she's like, yeah. And she sat down and I made her a sandwich. And I remember her eating like half the sandwich and being like, oh my God, this is the first time I could eat in 2 weeks since I've been on chemotherapy.
Ah, there you go. That's a good thing about weed. It even helps with anorexia
Really does, dude.
patients.
Yeah, that too, man. And weed, I swear to you, Dr. Earl, it helped me through losing 150 pounds. It helped me through my parents' death. It helped me through my childhood. When I finally started smoking weed at like 17, it helped me to really like be myself around people. Because
Wow.
at first I was a fucking idiot and I was acting like someone and something I wasn't. And once I smoked weed, I was able to sit there, and it was really weird when I first started smoking weed. I started when I was like afraid of it because I was afraid if I smoked too much, I would be like hospitalized and fucked up or something, or I would kill myself. So I was
Yeah.
afraid of overdosing on weed, which you can't. I was very naive,
I know you can't.
but
I know.
yeah, once I smoked it, I was like, I saw myself for the first time, like outside looking in. And I was like, yo, why am I talking, walking, and acting like someone I'm not? And I questioned myself for the first time in my life. And I was like, why am I doing this? I was like, why can't I just speak like who I am? Why can't I just dress like the way that I am or who I am? And I was fooling myself on like who I was. I was trying to fit in with people, and I saw that when I smoked weed. I started playing the
Wow.
drums. I started listening to rock. I started fucking getting into heavy metal. I started like I changed, bro, dramatically in like 2 years time. I opened myself up to like not change who I was, but like open myself up to like all this different new shit that I never fucked with when I wasn't smoking. Yeah, it was weird, man. That's why
Did you
marijuana is a really unbelievable drug, man.
did you
It
ever
really is.
did you ever smoke weed and listen to possibly the track Echoes by Pink Floyd by chance?
Tell you, it's so fucked up you're saying this right now
Mhm.
because that is one of the albums and one of the songs and like dude, that is one of the things that like got me hooked on fucking Pink Floyd, bro. I was so hooked on Pink Floyd, Dr. Earl, for a
So
while
was I. I had
that
almost every
that's
their album.
all I did was listen to Pink Floyd over and over and over, all their shit. Every single song. I fell in love with every fucking song they ever made.
The
And I just
Wall,
Wow.
The
everything,
Wall,
everything.
Wish You Were Here, I Had From
Dude,
Heart
they
Mother, I
really
had
are
that
one of
album.
the greatest groups of all fucking time, and they're so underrated. They're
Underrated.
so underrated,
Actually
Pink Floyd.
overrated. Actually, when you think about it, they're not really overrated. They've been overhyped. They've been the major influence of all the artists out there. The albums like well, basically they go for the albums like
Get no
"Wish You Were Here," "The
recognition,
Wall."
man, in America though, really. Like, yeah, there's diehard fans, and yeah, the other rockers try to sound like them because they're fucking gods, okay, in rock. They are unbelievable. And but like I feel like they like the people who show love to these rock groups like Zeppelin and like, you know, the Doors and like all these other groups, Hendrix, they never mention these guys. And they should because they're one of the greatest of all fucking time, bro. And Pink Floyd, look at their albums are fucking insanely good.
They
Beat
are.
after beat, song
Absolutely.
after song. You know, like who did music like that? No one else did music like that back
Oh
then.
man,
No one, bro.
there are a lot of times I recommend the double album Gumma. I first heard that on the Neighbors 8 track when I was a wee
You
kid,
make
and
me want to listen to Floyd so bad now, bro. Like
oh,
that's what I'm
definitely.
doing after I do this call, bro. I'm going and I'm putting on what do you think's the best Floyd album?
Oh, that's well. Let's put aside the main ones that we all know by heart that everybody talks about. Wish You Were Here, The Wall, and Dark Side of the Moon. Let's go for Metal, fuck. There you go.
Yeah.
Meddle. That album Metal with the track Echoes that I mentioned is featured on all of side two. Let's also
No, that's a
let's
good one, bro. Do you remember the song they put out in the '90s, like the mid '90s? That
Mhm.
song, oh, what the fuck was the name of it again, man? I forgot. It was like one of the last songs they put out. Fuck,
Mhm.
I forget, man. But go ahead, go ahead.
Which one? Well, the last song they put it out was that song "Hey Hey Rise Up," featured that Ukraine singer, and that was a couple years back in support of Ukraine.
Oh, it was. So that's technically the last song they put out.
Yeah, I'd say did. And that was like I said, they
So it was the
came out.
song before that. It was the song before that. It was like one of their last like songs they put out as a group. And then,
Yes.
you know, and let me tell you, bro, whenever they would come around, Floyd, you know what we used to have here on Long Island all the time, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Pink Floyd, the show.
Ah,
Yeah.
Do you know what that is, Dr. Earl, or no?
what's up? I didn't hear you, Ken. Yeah. No, I never saw.
Do you know what Pink Floyd, the show is?
No, I haven't heard of it. Is it a tribute act? I
Show.
guess.
No, it's a laser light show,
Oh, I remember
right?
hearing about those back in Michigan. They would have these laser light shows with featured Pink Floyd's
Laser
music.
light show to Pink Floyd, yeah, and it was a big deal on Long Island. A lot of people used to go to it every year, and it was fucking insane, and the music was unbelievable.
Yes,
You know
what
what I mean?
I remember they did this one laser light show. I remember hearing about keying up Dark Side of the Moon with Wizard of Oz.
About that. Have you ever seen those two together?
You know what? I actually checked. Somebody did that in a video on here on YouTube, and I decided to check it out. It does make kind of make sense in terms of the sound effects, the money
When he
clicking.
says when he says the lunatic is on the grass and he jumps on the grass the
Yep.
same exact time, like that
Yes.
is uncanny shit, bro.
You know
Like,
what?
you know,
You what's
come
even
on.
more trip? What's even more tripped out? The track I mentioned, Echoes, about 23, 24 minutes long. Time that with the last half hour of 2001: A Space Odyssey. Somebody did that as well, and for a video here on YouTube, and that
I just
is a
gotta
trip and a
mention
half
this
as well. Yes, absolutely.
real quick, Dr. Earl.
Yeah, yeah.
The Seattle Mariners and the Detroit Tigers are now in the 15th inning of a
Wow.
game seven.
Wow.
15 innings, man. Holy shit, they played a game and a half. Damn,
What?
dude.
Which are they playing Detroit, by the way? Comerica Park.
No, they're playing in Seattle right now.
Oh, okay. I see there. Hmm.
Like the Cubs play the Brewers in a game five, take winner, take all.
Brown, you wanna get YR in here, or you good? We can get YR in here if you want.
Is Wire here? Is he want to join?
Wow.
Let's
Is
get
he
Wire
around?
on.
He's never up this late, dude. He's never up this late. You sure it's the right YR?
You sure? Is he on the call right now, waiting to
Is
be
it the
added
white
to the mix?
YR?
No, no, I'm just
YR or
saying
the black
we're gonna
YR?
invite YR and get his take on
Yeah,
the
let's get him on.
team.
Let's get him on if he's available.
Around. He ain't around now, bro. He never around this late. That
I
dude's
know.
sleeping, bro. Trust me. That dude don't stay up late. He don't
Who
stay up late.
knows? Who knows? It's
I
worth
mean,
a
if
try
Brown
either
calls him,
way.
if Brown calls him in, he'll answer. Trust me. If
Hmm.
Brown calls him, he'll answer.
Better
That's
be the
Brown's
white
brother.
YR, bro. It better be the white YR. You don't
Yeah.
want the black YR, bro. You're not gonna like to deal with him.
Right.
Black YR is crazy.
Well, I remember going
Brown,
back to Pink Floyd. The last album they did was
Brown,
the
did you get
Division
him,
Bell from
Brown?
'94. What again?
Did you get a hold of him?
No, not yet. I'm trying to.
I'm not fucking around, bro.
He'll
Trust
answer
me.
the call. I know you will. He'll answer the call. He'll love to be
It's
on the
one
show.
o'clock. There's no way he's up at 1 in the morning, bro. No
Trust
way.
me. I know YR.
I would bet
I
a
know
million
YR.
dollars, bro, right now. I bet a million
Trust me.
dollars. There's no
Prince Idol
fucking
knows
way.
YR.
No, dude,
Prince
I'm
Idol
telling
knows
you, listen.
YR.
Well,
I'll
I
make
said,
Prince
this
Idol
bet with
knows.
you.
I said,
I'll
I
make a
said that,
bet with you.
guys. I said the invitation was to see what goes on, and we'll see if
He ain't
people
coming
this
in
if
here,
he
bro. If
accept.
he comes in here, I tell you right now, Prince Idol, if he comes in here, I will fucking give you $1,000.
Trust me. Prince Idol makes things happen. Prince Idol is magic. You're
If
gonna
he
figure out
comes
Prince
in
Idol's
here,
magic.
you got $1,000. Okay, and I don't even have that money, but you got it.
Hell, you were able to get Sean's view in here. I remember a couple of years back.
Listen,
That's what I'm
not only
saying.
that,
Tell him.
hey,
Prince Idol is magic.
I remember when you were on Sean's View, and you were doing pretty good for him, bro. But he would like fucking shit all over you, bro, and like poop all
Yeah.
over you, bro. Like he'd like,
Yeah.
as soon as you like left the call, he'd be like, he'd say something to like backstab you a little bit, and I'd be like, why are
And
you
then I
doing
have to
that to the guy, bro? He's
I
just
would have
trying
to
to help you out, dude. Like, what the fuck, you know? These
I
bigger
feel you, man.
YouTubers, bro, they always think people are on there to shit on. Like, I feel like they think that they have to shit on people to make themselves look better, and that's why they
Yeah.
do it. Because I
Yeah.
can't understand why they do it. Because it's like, here's a guy trying to help you push your channel, do good for your channel, report wrestling, report what people want to hear, and you're shitting on the guy for no reason. Like, I don't get that. And I saw like, Joe Cronin do that with the guy Jake that was on his shit. Jake was always there just to do the show for Joe, just to help
Uh-huh.
Joe out. And
Yes.
he's shitting all over him and pissing all over him. And it's like, come
Well,
on, man. What, like, it's just a shitty way of doing things. And I
but
like
that's how
Sean's
Joe
view.
is. Yeah.
I like Sean's view, but he is a weird fuck. There's no doubt, right? And every time I talk to him, he's like, "We're gonna do something together. Let's do something together." And then like you'll hit him up, and he won't do anything with you. And it's
I
like
know.
happens 25 fucking times. And I'm like, you know what? I don't bother no more. Stop saying you're gonna do something with me, bro, because you're not. You have no
No.
intention to do anything with me,
I've been
and
down
that's
that
fine.
road
I
myself
don't need
many
to do
times with
anything.
different people.
Yeah, but stop saying it because I don't need to do anything with you. And every time I see him and he hits me up or whatever, it's like, we're gonna do something together. I'm like, stop saying that because we're not.
Tell what,
Like, just stop.
just invite him on your next live stream with Mellow Yell and such, and see what happens
Hey,
from
what? I
there.
want to tell him to take his fucking cock out right now. Take your
Please don't
small
remind me of that. Oh God, remind me of that.
Jewish
Oh
pinky
God.
small shrimpy fucking cock out right now on national TV. You
Ugh.
sick pimply fucking you ass chin fucking. I'm just kidding. I like the guy. He's not a bad guy,
I know.
Bro, me
Oh man.
but
dancing.
he's not a
Me
bad guy.
dancing is better than that.
Dr. Earl. Dr. Earl.
I know it's me. It
He
was kind
takes
of
shits
funny.
out of his chin, but he's not a bad guy. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
sir. It was kind of
Me
funny. Is
dancing was
it
better than
was
that.
it was kind of funny is that he has not done a live stream in how long since the police came knocking on his door. I remember he put me
And
as a moderator at one for a while there.
you got swatted again, Dr. Earl?
Yeah, he did on the last live stream he
Really?
did, and that was it. That was about a year and a half ago.
He hasn't done anything since then?
Other than upload videos, breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Sean's here with the brash with the
Listen,
latest
let me tell you something,
updates.
bro. Sean's view, if he moved to New York and he tried to get on New York sports radio, he would be put on the radio right away because of his voice. No
Hmm.
joke. Every sports guy in New York sounds exactly like that guy.
Yep.
And that's why a lot of people like him. He has what it takes to fucking really be something huge, but he can't do it. He can't do it. He can only get so big. And I feel bad for these guys because they have no
I
direction
mean,
and they have
Ken,
no
hold
people
on,
telling them
Ken. I
which way to
mean,
do it
the
and how to
brightest
go
thing,
about
hold
it.
on, Ken, hold on. The brightest thing he's ever done and create was me. I'll give him that. The best thing he did was create me. Discover Prince I. That's the
Listen,
best thing he ever
look,
did.
look, look, what I said, I'm not trying to shit on the guy, but you have to give him credit. The guy's got how many hundreds of thousands of subscribers?
That's
I
true
mean,
there.
that's not easy. That is
Yep.
not easy to do. He's got just as many subscribers as fucking dickhead from New York over there. You know what I
JD.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like, you know what? Like, he blew by Joe Cronin 30, 40,000 more, 50,000 more than Joe Cronin has. You know what I mean? And like, honestly, he has more people watching his videos than I think Joe does.
Yeah.
You know,
Because
and JD. I mean, but JD might have more people watching him now at
well,
this point.
Jay, to be
JD,
fair,
he got
to
pretty
be
big.
well, be fair, JD and Sean Zhu have a lot more liveliness than what Joe Cronin currently has at the moment. Joe is currently all
I'll
doubter,
tell you though,
bummer, blah blah blah.
Joe Cronin is more talented than both of those guys put together, to be honest with you, right? But
Yes,
the difference is, you know, a guy like Sean's view is not like, all right, I know Sean pulled his cock out and did all that stupid shit
I know.
and is a
Yeah.
weird fuck, because he is a weird fuck. But
Mhm.
he kept his channel clean enough to where they can monetize his shit and actually put it up at the top of the page and put it out to people. And they do that with him. And the same thing with JD from New York. He's doing shit that they put up at the top of the page and trends and they push out to people. Joe Cronin ain't. His
Mhm.
shit's not really getting to the top. You know what I mean? Neither is mine. Obviously, I'm shadow banned like a motherfucker, and I suck. But these people, they're like, he's not getting what these people get. They like, fucking Sean's View does a video, and I remember watching it like a year ago. He did a video, and all of a sudden it was like 50,000 views on it. Like a week later, I was like, holy shit! Like he was getting some fucking views, bro. This guy,
He was.
you
Yeah.
know, yeah, and it's like, man, there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
He is a talented fuck, but he just can't put it all together. And I'm like, man, if I had that guy's voice, I would have moved to New York and I would have tried to break in on sports radio because he would have fit right in. If those managers there hear his voice, they'd probably hire him right away if he
No,
knows anything about
he would
sports.
make a killing on ESPN TV.
Whatever. I mean, I don't know about TV. He's got a great voice. I don't think I'd want to see his face, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? No offense, but his voice is butter. Like in the
Mm.
business, in sports radio, his voice is fucking what all these people that hire these guys to do this shit, they're all looking for that voice. What
Mm.
he has. He's got that whole thing together. Like, that whole fucking thing he does.
Yes, he
You know?
does.
Yeah, I mean, that's perfect because if I play you some of these guys from New York that are some of the top radio guys in New York, like sports wise, they sound exactly like him.
Hmm.
Matter
Wow.
of fact, he sounds better than half of those guys. He sounds better than half the guys that are on the radio in New York. I swear to Christ. In sports. In sports. Let me be clear about that. In
Amen.
sports.
All right.
You know? And he's got a lot of potential, but obviously it's like, he really ain't growing anymore, I don't think, right?
I know he has, like I said, he hasn't. He does is put out videos, and that's about it. Guy hasn't done a live stream
He
since that
I
SWAT
think he's got a
incident.
fuck I think he's got a fucked up life where, like, obviously we've heard that his wife left, right, with the kid at one point, right?
Yeah, he was
And I
having
think he was
issues with
going to
that.
court and yeah, all that shit. So, listen, there's a lot of shit we don't know. You know what I mean? And a lot of shit going on in this dude's life, obviously, or was at one time. And it's sad because it's like he has to give up doing the YouTube shit and go take care of real life shit, which sucks because you know what? You shouldn't have fucked up in the first place. Then you could have YouTube and a regular life. But no, you got to make sure your regular life is set before you make sure your YouTube shit is set.
Yeah.
Because if you don't do that, then you got nothing. You end up
Mhm.
just you and a YouTube channel like an idiot.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And I think that's what was going on with this guy. In the house with a YouTube channel and nothing else. Child support and a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
That's kind of lonely and shitty, you know? And I feel for the guy, but it's like,
And
yo,
plus,
concentrate on your fucking family. And obviously he is, because if he's not loading up channels and he's not like on live and doing his whole thing, well, then obviously he's doing what he has to do.
yeah.
Sometimes you got to give it a break. You won't see a guy like Joe ever leave the internet like that. I'll tell you that right now.
No, dude,
He's
I
got to
can.
maintain that paycheck, bro, or else his wife gets out the strap, start
Mm,
strapping motherfuckers. You know what I
who,
mean?
Leah?
She's like, yo, we got bills to pay, motherfucker. Get on that computer. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Speaking of Joe, I'm sure I cannot tell you. Have you ever checked out Dave's Discord in the drama section, all spotlighting on Joe on how he ends his streams early after 12 minutes? He did that one time and he soon deleted that stream soon afterwards.
I didn't hear you.
I said Joe Cronin one time went live. It was about 12 minutes
Recently,
straight.
right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
recently, yes. And a lot of people in the Dave's Discord were talking about it.
Yeah. I winded up hearing certain parts of that. And listen, listen, I got to be honest with you, Dr. Earl. I
Mhm.
know like certain things about Joe you don't like, and I get it. And I was the
Yeah.
first guy to fucking defend you, like, yo, Dr. Earl is not a bad guy that would go
I
shoot
never
people with a
was.
fucking AR-15.
I never
And you're
was.
trying to paint this picture of Dr. Earl being some kind of psycho, which is not true. Stop the
It
shit,
never was true
right?
to begin with. It all
And no, I know it wasn't. I know it wasn't. But listen, what I'm saying is, I knew he was like trying to, and maybe he does think that of you. Maybe he does think that of you, and that's fine. But I wanted to say, like, no, that's not Dr. Earl, and have your
yeah,
back. But I gotta say, at
That's
the end of the
crazy.
day, Dr. Earl,
yeah.
I gotta say, at the end of the day, like, I have no ill will towards Joe. I just hate when he gets on there and begs and does all that stupid shit, because it's
I
like
know
he
that's the
does
thing
not
that gets
need
me.
to do that. He doesn't need to do that shit. You know?
I think what it is that the main donators have now went, including him of Farb, D. Welsh, and many others, and now he's like feels like he's
Oh my
desperate for.
God.
He's desperate.
Seattle won. Oh my God.
Oh
Nikki J
wow.
must be crushed right now.
He
Oh
was
my
rooting for the
God.
Tigers. I take it right.
Seattle and the Blue Jays, the Dodgers, and the fucking either the Chicago Cubs or the Milwaukee Brewers. So that's crazy. I can't believe it. Seattle beat him. He's probably upset, bro. That sucks. They
Yeah.
scored a run in the 16th inning to win the game.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. So
But Joe, like the whole thing with Joe, like, somebody said in the chat tonight when we were talking about our reunion show with Joe, we were just like talking bullshit. Like nobody's looking to do a reunion show. Nobody's
nope.
like, I was just bullshitting about it. But somebody said in the chat, like, yo, um, and I think it was Abel Salas. He was like, if you went back and did a reunion show with Joe, it's like half the people that watched Joe when you guys were on basically are not there and have nothing to do with it no more. And they pick sides already and they already like went where they were going or they stayed and that's it. And, he's right. Like there's no sense in it. But at the end of the day, like I hold nothing against Joe. Like even if I'm criticizing him on begging, you know what I mean? Like I don't hold anything against the guy. Like I wish him to do good, to be honest. You know what I mean? Same thing with YR.
Yeah.
Like sleeping and will not be up at this time and answer a call. There's
All right,
no way.
dude. I think we accepted
And
that.
yeah, and you know what? Listen, YR, I have no problem with him. He knows that. I bet you he knows that. But the fucking guy blocks me for no fucking reason. I don't even return his messages. He leaves me like 5 or 6 or 7 messages in a row over a 3-week span. I don't even listen to them. And he has the balls to turn around and block me. Like, why are you blocking me? Because you're cool with Joe now and you're paying to be on his streams? Like, what a dick move.
He's a
Same
I
shit with
know.
you.
he's a very
Same
emotional
shit with
guy.
you. But the same
Yeah.
shit with you guys. He just
Yeah.
ghosts you guys, stops interacting, stops coming on stream, stops doing everything with you, doesn't even explain why. Basically, I'm on Joe's shit, fuck off. And it's like, dude, that's how you treat your friends, you fucking dickhead?
Yeah.
And now you come back to these guys. Why? Because they'll forgive you? Yeah, they'll forgive you because they're good people. Unlike you fuck. You're not a good person. Because if you were, you wouldn't have done that shit to me and blocked people for no fucking reason. I'm
That
not
was
on there
Yes.
that
bitching
was
you out about being on
Yes.
Joe's shit. I'm not on there fucking telling you not to be on Joe's shit or giving you grief about it. I didn't say a word to him about it. It's like, dude, get a life, man. The fuck,
yeah.
dick move.
I
The
know
dick move.
that was one of the reason we wanted to bring YR on here so he could we all can express that to him.
Yeah, yeah, and I would love to talk with him, but listen, like I said, he's not on at this time, bro. He never is on at this time. We've tried so many years to get him late. He just does not do shit late, bro. You know him. He sleeps early, this guy. He's like,
I know.
he's an ex
Yeah.
crackhead. He's got to get to bed early and get that sleep in, you know? I mean, look at his
Yeah.
teeth. Come on.
Yeah, it's
Nah,
just
I'm just kidding. That's
yeah.
fucked up.
It was
I'm just kidding.
no,
I'm
no,
no one
but
to judge, you
one
know?
of the things I still remember hearing that's that when we were doing one of our music shows, he was like, "Oh, we all need a
Everybody could look
support
like Prince
show."
Idol, you know what I mean, Doctor Earl?
Yeah, one of the things I
Not everybody could
remember,
look like Prince, you know? But God,
one th- one thing I remember is that when we were on doing our music show, him and I, and he was like, "Oh, we need to." To support Joe. He's having wife, his kid, his old wife Leah's not doing so good. They're like and like in the back of my mind, it's like, are you kidding me? Are you
wait,
kidding
wait,
me?
wait.
I'm
He
sure.
said this to you recently?
Not recently. This was before the ghosting that he did. Before
What's
he
wrong
was
with
asking me
his?
to.
What is wrong? What do you did you ever find out like what was wrong with Joe's wife? Like what the fuck could be wrong with him?
I don't think anything's wrong. He was trying to pump up, Joe's
Scary, bro.
content.
Like don't say shit like that, bro. Like
Exactly.
having a rough time. That's you make motherfuckers
All
think
his
something's wrong.
kids are not doing good. They're ill at the moment. It's like I'm thinking that
That
that's
is weird,
bullshit.
bro.
That's
That is weird to
bullshit.
say shit like that anyway. And honestly, like YR, man, like, dude, that's just fucking absolutely weird shit to say, man. I'm
It
sorry.
is.
It's
It
fucking
is.
really stupid and weird. But so you did a show with YR again, huh?
Yeah. So we did it. We did
And
it
when was
on
this?
Thursday. This was on
Okay.
Thursday on his
And
channel.
did he fucking address anything at all having to do with ghosting and not being on anything?
Well, actually, we addressed the ghosting issue on a private call on X a couple of weeks ago on the late
Publicly say
Thursday
anything
night.
about it?
No, not public anything about it, but he needs to. He
And
needs
what
to.
about leaving Joe Cronin? Like leaving. He didn't leave shit. It's either you pay and be on or you're not on. That's it with
Well,
YR.
let me find the messages that he has sent me on
Dr.
X
Earl,
there.
it's
Yeah,
either you pay to be on or you're not on. That's how it is for him,
yeah.
for YR. He has to eat it because Joe's not going to let him on just to let him on. We
All
know
right
that,
then. Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes,
So it's
exactly.
like, so it's either you pay to play or you don't. And don't sit there and be like, well, I left because all you guys are giving me pressure about it. Because honestly, we didn't give him half as enough pressure as all the guys from Joe Cronin's own shit gave him. Okay.
Yeah.
Joe Cronin's guys gave him more pressure than we even did. All right.
Okay,
Because none
here's
of
what
us
you.
was telling him to leave. None of us was telling him he couldn't do it. None of us was telling him to stop. So he needs to get off that victim playing shit. And if
Well,
he wants to
here's.
play victim, tell him to play it with Joe's guys. Those were the
Okay.
guys who ripped him to shreds.
Well, here's what YR said on the first of this month. He said, "I don't hate you. I won't talk shit about you. I just don't want to do drama. No hate from me to you."
Drama. Like
Yeah,
when were you doing drama?
not in a long time, other than that time when Paul 3 came in and putting us on blast when me, YR, Danny MT, and Gator Lee's Alnos was on the call, which YR deleted from his channel soon afterwards at one episode. He's also said, I'm going to stop going on Joe's shows and donating since it's such a huge problem.
All right, problem from who though? Who gave him a problem? Because it wasn't you.
And
It
who's
wasn't
making
me.
that noise? Is that you, Prince, making that
It
noise?
wasn't you. It
No,
wasn't
no.
me, bro. Like what the fuck, man? We didn't give him a problem.
I know
So
exactly.
like what? Like you should have asked him. Like who's giving you a problem?
Exactly. And then I heard it was obviously it was possibly Garguts and possibly someone else giving
Well,
him
if
flack.
he should have said that. He should have said, well, I'm leaving the show because, Joe's guys are fucking with me because, blah, blah, blah. Like, be specific because it makes it sound like, oh, and it's the same thing that fucking Ghost from the Coast said in the
Yeah.
Discord. Like, hey, Joe thinks that it's you guys telling Bullfrog, blah, 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 and do this and do that and manipulating him. And I chimed in and said, well, obviously, now that it's not us doing that, and we wouldn't do that. We wouldn't go and hit up fucking Bullfrog and manipulate him against Joe. We wouldn't even think about doing that, right?
Here's
So and he knows that we wouldn't do that. Ghost from the Coast, even though he don't like me and he doesn't get along with me, he knows I wouldn't do that shit. I'm sure he knows that by now, right? But you know what?
yeah.
Though? He goes, well, Joe thinks that anyway. And I'm like, well, you know what? Joe could think that all he wants. He's wrong once again. Nobody's manipulating anybody. YR left on his own recognizances, not because of us, not because of me, not because of Dave or Dr. Earl, not because of any one of us. He left under his own shit for his own reasons. Had nothing
Yeah.
to do with us. And if
Yeah.
it had something to do with anybody, it's your people that it has to do with, not us. We
Yeah,
just
but Joe.
comment on it and joke around about it.
Yeah.
Okay? We're not bullying anyone.
But Joe doesn't see it that way.
Well,
He feels that the
no,
world
Joe
should
thinks it's
focus
us,
on him.
and yeah, and Joe thinks it's us, and Ghost from the Coast confirmed that shit in the Discord. He said it. He said, "Well, yeah, Joe thinks that you guys, doing like, manipulating." And I'm like, "Man, of course he does. Like, dude, wake the fuck up, Joe. I have nothing to do with Bullfrog. I will not put him on my shit. I don't give a fuck how much money he offers me. I don't give a fuck what he says. I will not put him on my shit. So
Yeah.
it's not me. I don't get any benefit out of it. So why would I even get involved and manipulate him? There's no reason for me to do it. I'm
Yeah,
not bringing
Ken.
him on, you know?
Ken, I gotta also
Yeah.
read you. I gotta read you some of the other message in the message that Wire sent me. He said, "I asked a couple questions. Why I didn't get to ask last night? Why was I ghosted for the past 2 weeks? And why are you so scared of Dave?" And his reply was, "I don't know. I don't want to talk to those drama people. They all hate me. Anyways, I don't trust them. I went to Joe's
I
show. You didn't want to
the
go. You
fuck,
did drama
bro?
shows with them. We don't need to be mad with
What
different
shows
shows
with
we are
them?
on."
What did you do with us? You did nothing with us. You called into the streams asking the questions. My friend ghosted me and I didn't even hear from him ever again.
Yeah,
Because we were
exactly.
talking about him being on Joe's shit. We were talking and commenting on YR being on Joe's shit. We brought it
Yes.
up. We played clips. People are talking about it all in the Discord, which is fine because you know
Yeah.
what? YR can go into my Discord if he wanted to, and he could stand in front of all those people, and I guarantee you, no one would bully him. Guarantee it. And he could explain himself. Like, yes, I went to Joe's shit to have fun and to play to pay to
Yeah.
play. And
Yeah.
there's no problem with that. Nobody has a problem with that at all. So it's
And
bullshit. Nobody was mad at him for that. You were just asked, and you didn't go live stream and do drama. You
no.
just came onto a stream who was asking the same question you was. What the fuck's going on at YR? Look at this
Yeah.
weirdo. Like,
Yeah.
and we were laughing and making jokes about it. Like nobody was maliciously going after him or calling him out or talking shit. We were joking around about it and giving our opinions on it. What is
Yeah.
the big, this dude's playing the victim, bro. I don't know why you got to play the victim, dude. Every time I talk to this guy, I'm always like, you're great. You're a good guy. You should live stream yourself. I know you love doing this shit. And he's like, I only have so much money to give Joe. I don't know how long I could do this. I'm like, bro, just start live streaming yourself. Have fun, bro. Do shit that you have fun doing, bro. Music or drama or whatever you want to do, do it. Do
Yeah.
it and have fun. And I kept saying that, what's so bad about what I say to him when we speak man to man? Nothing. And he
Yeah.
blocks me and acts like I'm an enemy of him and Joe. What?
I know. I'm
And he
surprised
did it
about
to
that
you guys
myself.
too. He did it to you too. You block your friends and you fucking make it like we're enemies of the state, bro. When every time we speak to you, I speak to you, all I am is positive, never
Exactly.
negative. Never negative, never talk shit, never dog you out and be like, what do you do, bro? You suck. You're a weirdo. Go fuck yourself. I'm going to dox you. I'm going to never. I'm a gentleman and a friend, bro. More than that fucking guy will ever be that you're paying hand and fist to be on his shit. And that's fine. I didn't
Who
complain about it.
who
I don't
lied
want none
about
of it.
Paul 3 doxing him, which was never true.
You know what he said to me? He goes, Ken, I be giving you this money, but you got people in your chat that I don't get along with and I'm afraid of. And I'm like,
That's
bro,
another thing. That's another thing I mentioned in that late night call. Don't be afraid of Dave Rose. He mentioned that personally.
Paul, first of all, these people that you're afraid of, right? Number one, why are you afraid of them? Number one. And if the truth comes out, he'll tell you because they'll dox me and they'll send the SWAT team to my house.
Hmm.
That'll be the answer. Okay, that's the truth. All right,
Yeah.
let's tell the truth. All right,
Yep.
let's be honest. Let's not beat around the bush. That's the worry. I'm worried that Dave and Ryan the heel are
Mhm.
gonna fucking dox me and destroy my job and my life.
Oh
Bang.
boy.
That's the
That's a
truth right there. That's the
yeah.
problem. All right.
Mhm.
And let me tell you this. I don't know what Ryan does on his own time. I have nothing to do with it. I don't know who Ryan is on his own time. All right. I know when Ryan is in my shit, um, I get along with him and I have no problems with him, and he gets along with people in the chat and they have no
Yeah.
problems with him.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, he'll complain about something or hate on something I'm doing or I said or I'm a part of, and that's fine. That's his opinion, and he's allowed to say it, just like I am. And I have no problem with that. I respect everybody's opinion in there. That doesn't mean I'm going to react to it or even change things for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like, dude, you know these guys for years, and you could very easily go in there in a chat as a different person, or you could very easily go in there and come on my shit and explain yourself, and you know what I mean? Because I've always given everybody an opportunity to come onto my stream and explain themselves or to be a part of it. You know,
Mhm.
and hey, if you don't want to do that, that's fine. You don't have to do that. You know, like you don't want to make friends, and but he sat there and he told me I would be giving you this money, but you have people in your chat that I don't like and I don't get along with and I'm afraid of. So what am I supposed to do with that? What do I say to that? And he told me this when he first started donating to Joe. He told me, I'm going to start donating to Joe. And I just want you to know, like, I still love your stuff. And I still, and I was like, bro, you don't even have to explain that. Like, who the fuck am I? Why are you explaining that to me? Go do what
I
you
think
do. I'm not
I
questioning it. Like,
I think what it is that YR is kind of like on he's kind of feels like he's walking on eggshells because of the reputation he had in the
basically said
past.
he basically said he would pay me to like get rid of these guys in your chat and not be friends with them. And it's like, here we go, bro. Like, see, and then the shit he's saying to you that he said to you in that what you just read, what you just said.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. What he said to you there is fucked up too. That's like Joe talking in a way with this, you're friends with these people and you did a stream with them and I can't talk to you and please don't go after me. I'm just afraid of you now and that you're part of the drama now and you hang out with some real bad people
Yeah.
and stay away from me. And it's ballsy for him to turn around and to be on that shit because you know what? What happened is somebody got him at his own game.
Yeah.
And now he tucks his tail and he runs and he acts like a bitch. And
Obviously,
it's like,
Riley Hill did that.
yeah, yeah, Ryan and Dave, they have conquered him. Okay, and it's sad because before YR was conquered, he was a motherfucker in the chat, would say whatever he wanted, would start trouble, would start drama, would have fun, would say outlandish shit. And you know what? I'd rather have that YR. I'd rather have that YR, who was the real YR, who said what he felt and did what he wanted and played around the way he wanted. Multiple fucking different names in the chat, you know, funny fucking fucked up donations, calling people out, talking shit drama, doing drama streams, connecting with people that you would be like, oh my God, why is he bringing this guy on his streams? Like, I mean, that was YR, wild ass YR.
Hmm.
I'd rather have that YR than this YR
Hmm.
who fucking sits there and points the fucking finger at people and acts like I'm scared and I can't hang out with you and give you this money that I'm giving to Joe because you have these people in your chat and you shouldn't be hanging out with these people and you donated and you fucking did a drama stream with these people and now you're a bad person now and I can't be around you and no hard feelings. I'm afraid and it's like, dude, stop. You lived by the sword. You got stabbed by the very same sword that you had because you used to go around, and if I'm not mistaken, at one point you were fucking with people too, saying you were coming to their town, you were coming to their area, you were going to come to their shit, and you were doing the same threats. I'll threaten to dox people, threaten to do this, threaten to do that. In the beginning, he was doing that shit too. There's no doubt. He was doing it too. He was threatening to do shit with people, looking up stuff. And some of it was in defense of himself. I get that. I
Yeah.
get that. But he was doing the same shit. And now he acts like holier than thou.
Yeah.
Holier than thou. Oh, I can't get involved with you bad people. Oh,
Well,
no,
I just said, just
no.
stop being afraid. Stop being afraid.
Fear,
If
the
somebody has,
fear is with Ryan and Dave, and it sucks because I love YR. All right, I love YR. I do. And I wish he was a friend still. And I wish he called in and was in the chat. And I wish he was still streaming and still doing stuff. I really do. Like with us and drama and all that. And not afraid to talk about drama and not afraid to mention things and talk about people and call out things and have fun with it. But now he feels like, whoa, this guy Ryan and Dave are no joke. And these guys will fuck my shit up if I get out of line. And I will not interact with that because I'm afraid. I have too much to lose. And I get all that. I get all that. All right. I get all that. But it's like, dude, like we all know each other so fucking long at this point. Like, can't you just call the troops and tell these guys, like, hey, I'll never mention you guys, but like, I'm going to be in chats and I'm going to be on shows and I'm going to be doing things. And if there's a problem, come and hit me up and let's work it out like men. I don't want to
right then.
argue. If you got a problem, come to me. If I have a problem, I'll come to you. Let's do that from here on out. No hard feelings. And I'm sure, okay, I'm sure that a guy like Ryan, a guy like Dave, will turn around and meet him halfway. I'm almost
Okay.
positive of it
All
because
right.
these guys, yes, they can go down dirty and they can do the same thing YR has done in the past and go to the same areas and maybe even further. Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they also have that side to them that would say, hey, you know what? That was sincere. I'll meet you halfway.
Yeah.
I really feel that way.
Yeah.
Okay. I really do.
Yeah. Now,
And you know what? There's no reason why he can't do that. But obviously, none of us are that important to YR that he has to man up. And he can't because you sit there and you come back and just do another stream with fucking Dr. Earl like nothing happened and fucking go on with your shit. And it's like, dude, nobody stopped you from doing Joe's shit. Okay? If anybody stopped you, it was Joe's guys and yourself, not us. Do not fucking blame us and do not blame your fear for fucking Dave and fucking Ryan on anything else. Stop that shit. Stop.
you,
You don't get to use that as an excuse.
you know what? So
Sorry.
I mentioned that I usually say this. For example, if say Ghost from the Coast has an issue with me, I'm willing to hop on the call and talk with the guy and see what the issue is.
With you?
Yeah, I would.
Dude,
The
wait. He has an issue with you, Ghost from the
no,
Coast?
not really. I'm just saying as an example. If Ghost from the Coast has an issue with me, I'm willing to jump on the call and talk with
That's
the
the way it
guy.
should be.
What?
Exactly. That's the way it should be. And if
Yes,
Ghost from the
exactly.
Coast had a problem with you, I would tell that dude to go shut the fuck up and go show some of your properties off,
Oh,
loser.
oh no.
But I'm not going to say that because you guys aren't in a fight.
Yeah.
But
No, we're not.
um, yeah. So, but I get where you're coming from. Yeah, we all should be like that. Like, hey, we'll hit each other up if there's a problem.
Okay.
Especially the guys that live stream. If you
Yes,
have a stream
exactly.
and you call on these shows and you interact and you live stream yourself, well, then you should be able to give enough respect to the next guy that does the same thing you do and hit them up if there's an issue instead of
Yeah.
talking shit behind their back. You just
Yes.
hit them up and tell
And
them
by the
your
way,
issue and be
by
honest
the way,
about it.
and by the way, I got to show you. I put something in your Discord Messenger, something that YR did unexpectedly. We had during our late night talk. I spoke about that video of him and I kissing, of him and Joe and Bullfrog and Joe kissing one another, which he
That
removed.
shit
I
was
said, "What
great.
the hell?" That I said, "What the
YR
hell
loves
was
that
up with
shit,
that?"
bro. and they said that YR robbed all of our shit the next day. He was doing all that shit that my cousin Chris did that night, right?
Yeah.
With Tommy and Joe and eating shit and all that stuff. And
Oh gosh.
all of a sudden I'm hearing that Tony from Revere now, and I don't know if this is true because I don't watch Tony, and I want to go see if it's true or not.
Hmm.
But I heard that Tony is totally copying like me and Dave right now,
Oh really?
and like doing the same shit, covering the same shit, talking about the same shit. And I'm like, no, I doubt that that's true. But hey, I want to go check it out for myself. But because I don't think he would consciously copy anybody. He doesn't need to. No, none of us really do. Like we have enough of imagination on our own that we can come up with our own shit to do a live stream. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I feel confident of that for everybody. Joe, me, him, Dave, everyone that live streams, yourself. But
Ken.
yeah, dude, that fucker came back and did a stream with you like nothing was wrong and
I
acted like
know.
nothing happened. What a fucking twat, bro, really. Because it's like you make it out like we're bad guys. Meanwhile, they give you more shit than we gave you. And now you're going to act like you're scared. And that's why you don't come around. That's why you won't be on my Discord and won't interact with me and won't talk to me and won't
Let
give me
alone
money. And I don't want the money, dude. I don't give a fuck about his money. He knows that. Because he
let
was like, I
alone the
give you this
music
money.
maniacs. Let alone the
I would
music
give you this
maniacs
money, buddy.
Discord.
Yeah, I can't believe you like he just did it with you and acted like nothing happened, man. Fuck him, bro. What a dick.
Yeah.
What a dick. Like if he's on a call, like I can't believe he hasn't gone live and been like, yo, let me reach out to Ken and apologize. Or let me, like, what the fuck, dude? That's
You
not right,
should.
man. This
You
one, you know
should.
what? Like I've let him get away with a ton of shit over the years, bro. I really have. I really have. He's got away with a ton of shit and he knows it. And I'm always a sweetheart of a person to him. He knows it.
Yeah.
I never say negative shit to him, bro. Never. Never. Like, man, really? That's how you disrespect me? I know I don't have fucking 70,000 subs. I know I don't have 150 people watching me live. I get it. I get it. But that's how I get treated, man. Somebody who's been an honest guy with you from day one. Like, that's all I've been is honest. I've never lied to the guy. I don't have to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't sit there and manipulate and hate on him. I wasn't calling him like I wasn't like saying he shouldn't be doing what he was doing. I was just laughing about it, making jokes and commenting on it, bro. What's the big deal?
Yeah.
He's a dick, dude. It's really fucked up the way he made this whole situation. I'm leaving because I'm scared, and I'm leaving because you guys. And it's like, come on, dude, really? You're such a fucking twat. You played this way back in the day, and now you're gonna act like you're a sweet angel. You're
Yeah.
not. You must be that afraid. Stop being afraid of these people. Stop. If you're that afraid, then just say, hey, you know what? I got no issue with you guys, but I'm going to be around and you're going to see me. And that's it. Like, let's coexist. And if there's a problem, we'll hit each other up. That's it.
Right.
That's all you got to do. It's very simple, man. Just respect motherfuckers, bro. Just have balls. Stop tucking your fucking dick between your legs like a faggot. Sorry.
Right. I understand. Anyways, I put something in your Discord messenger that wire as I was mentioning. I talked about the video of him and I kissing, which he took down during our conversation that we did that late Wednesday evening. I made a joke about how about just conjure up a video of me and Leah kissing, Joe's wife. And lo and behold, he did that and he sent that to me and I sent it to you just now. What do you think of that?
My God,
Play it.
bro.
Play it.
Oh man.
Oh my
Play it.
God, dude.
Play it.
I mean,
Play it.
like,
Let's review it.
why are,
Let's review it.
I didn't expect it to do that, but wow. Oh
it's like,
dude.
why are you fuck, man?
Bro,
Like,
let's
why you
just
gotta
play half
copy
of it.
our
Let's
shit,
just play
bro?
half of it. Play
Why you
half of
trying
it.
to
We don't
copy
hide
motherfuckers'
nothing.
shit,
We don't
man?
hide nothing. We don't hide
That's
nothing.
horrible,
Play
bro.
half of it. Just
That's
play half
fucked
of
It's
it.
up,
there's
though,
no
bro. I'm
sound.
sorry.
There's no sound.
Fucked up, though,
Oh
bro.
shoot, there's
Come
no
on, man.
sound.
Yo,
There's no
Prince, come
sound.
on, man. Mr. Idol, come on, son. Mr. Idol, you know that's fucked up.
I know,
Bro,
but
Idol, in the Royal Empire, we
Mr.
don't
Idol,
hide
you know
nothing.
that's fucked up, Mr. Idol. Come on now, son. Come on. Admit it.
Yeah, it's fucked up, but we don't hide nothing. We have no
That's
secrets
fucked
here.
up, man. I know, but come on, man. Shit didn't happen, son. Shit didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? We live in
All right.
2025 where shit
All
didn't
right.
happen. Shit ain't
I'll give it a
happening, but
pass.
the shit happened though. That was
I'll give it a
crazy.
pass as a great producer that I
No,
am.
but
I'll
I
give it
mean,
a pass.
isn't it freaky what we can do with videos now, bro? It's crazy, right?
AI.
I have a video of YR that somebody sent me of him eating out this dude's asshole. Oh no,
Oh
that's
my
real.
God.
I'm sorry, that is real.
Oh
That's really real. I got a photo of that.
man.
You gotta stop
Interesting.
acting fucking cheesy. And like, if I'm doing a drama stream and I'm mentioning him, call in, bro. You know me fucking how long now, man? How long?
Many years,
Nah, man,
man.
I have like listen, if he talked normal like he does behind the scenes, people would not have an issue with him at all. Because when I spoke to him behind the scenes when he first started donating, Joe, he hit me up and I finally answered his call and I talked to him and he was like, bro, I'm just having fun, just donating to Joe and playing along. You know how I like Joe. And I'm like, dude, I know how you like Joe. That's awesome. Like, do what you do, bro. Like, have fun. Like, it's none of my business. And he's like, yeah, you don't care. And I'm like, no, bro, like it's weird, you know what I mean? Like, but I understand why you're doing it. You have fun and you're playing games and you're having fun. And then once I heard him on there with Bullfrog and I heard him go, listen, the way that I looked at it was Joe was like, let me make money on YR, and in the same breath, I can get him to tame and control this fucking mongoloid that I call Bullfrog. And YR would come in with Bullfrog and kind of be like the buffer between him and Joe sometimes. And he would like tame Bullfrog and get him on and get him up and get him in. In wrestling, how you have to have somebody with you that's like your manager, but in real life, they take your luggage, they book your hotel room, they make sure you're up in the morning to get there, they put you in a cab. Like that's basically what YR was doing for Bullfrog and Joe. He was like the buffer in between the Mongoloid and Joe. And once I heard YR in the like on this clip that I heard YR go. Joe said something like, "Hey, Bullfrog's on, and I'll be right back." And I heard YR go, "Okay, no problem, Joe. I'll take over." And he's like, "Yeah, so Bullfrog, you fat fuck." And I was like, "Oh,
Oh
here he
shit.
goes." So
Here
that's
goes.
where we're at. That's where we're at. Just put this guy on and just start going at him with anything that'll piss him off just to get him going. That's where we're at. Just let's get him going so we could, have some laughs. And it's like, yeah, I get that shit. I've done it. But it's like, really, YR? That's what you're doing? You're paying to be on there to bust fucking, Bullfrog's balls. And we joked about it and made comments. And he gets all bent, totally bent that we're like, what did he think? We're not going to mention it? We're not going to comment on it when he did all this shit with Joe? He thinks that we're not going to notice it? Like, we're just shut up about it? We won't mention it? Like, why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't all of us? If he was sitting there and Dr. Earl, out of nowhere, stopped talking to him, stopped doing streams with him, and went to Joe's shit, and out of nowhere started giving Joe all kinds of money to be on Joe's streams, don't you think YR would be like, what the fuck is going on?
He would.
I mean,
Right point there. Yes.
am I wrong, right? Like he would be
Not
like,
really.
what the
No.
fuck is Dr. Earl doing? He won't even call me and he's on Joe's show now? What the fuck? Giving him money and hanging out with him? And he won't even tell me like anything. He won't even. He's ghosting me. Like he would be like, "What the fuck?" And then he would hear all of us talking about it. Like, "Yo, did you guys see Dr. Earl? Look at this shit. This is weird. Dr. Earl on Joe's shit again for the
Yeah.
first time in years, paying him money to be there and admitting it, and fucking having all his co-hosts yelling at him and trying to make a fool of him. Like, look at what's going on with Dr. Earl." And he would hear all of us doing that and interacting and talking about it and giving our opinion and making fun of it. And he would go, "Oh, I'm calling in and talking to them." Like, yeah, I don't know, man. Dr. Earl just ghosted me, just like you did. And like, if he was in your shoes, so like, he's gonna give you grief about doing drama shows. Like, and meanwhile, he would have did the same shit if he was in your shoes. He would have
Yeah.
been asking questions like, "Yo, I haven't heard from him. He does a stream with me all the time. We're boys. We met up in real life. All that shit. And
Uh-huh.
now all of a sudden, the guy won't fucking he ghosts me. Just ghost the fuck out of me."
I know.
You know? And it's like he would have been asking questions. He would have been like, "What the fuck?" You know
Exactly.
what I mean? And now he makes a big deal about it, and then he comes out and joins the stream with you, and then you do a stream with him, and he acts like
Yeah.
nothing happened. Yeah, he touched on it a little, right? But not
Yeah.
really,
But
not really.
the behind the scenes he
Like,
did so.
yeah, but you know what? Come out and say, the truth. Like, yo, I'm fucking, like he said to me, oh, can I be? And I didn't even ask him this. I didn't want his money. He knows I don't want his money.
That's true.
He's like, oh, I'll give you, I would be giving you this money, but you got people that I'm afraid of. And it's like, dude, fuck you, man. Stop this shit. All
Stop
right,
being
stop.
afraid. Enough said. That's all I
You
keep.
can
That's
make
why I kept
you can
repeating.
make things right with these people where you never have to deal with worrying about them ever again. You can do that very easily. You can work shit out with these two guys that you never have to worry about that again if that's the case,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
But he don't do that. He'd rather just run and scared and run away. And it's like, but dude, you used to do this very same thing. So like, give peace a chance, okay? Give it a chance. At least
To
try.
quote John
You know?
Lennon.
But no, he doesn't do it. Yeah, he doesn't do it, dude. He'd rather just play this game of I'm a victim. Oh my God, they're doing live streams on me. They're doing drama. I'm staying away from drama. I don't want nothing to do with drama. Joe, look, I'm being a good boy. Look, and then, hey Bullfrog, you're a fat fuck. Hey Bulldog. It's like, dude, what kind of fucking and then, oh, I'm leaving because I'm afraid, and now I'm just gonna do my music thing all by myself with my friend, and now I'll go back to what I normally did, and it's all because of them, and they scared me, and I'm scared, and I'm afraid, and I'm like, grow a pair of balls, you
So,
fucking weirdo.
sounds like
Stop
a
this
way.
shit,
Sounds
fucking
like he thought.
weirdo.
Sounds like he thought the grass was greener on the other side, and he found out that the grass was plastic. He said,
Well,
"Fuck
dude, he
this."
said to me, listen, like he said to me, I'm telling you, Dr. Earl, he said it to me. He said, I don't know how long I can do this shit with Joe because I only have so much money. And he laughed. And he was like, but I'm going to have fun with it. And I totally said to him, and I'm sure he'll admit this if he ever talks to you and you ask him, I said, well, that's good, man. Just go have fun. You know what I mean? And I even told him, like, I'm going to talk about it. Like, if it gets brought up, yeah, I'm going to mention it and shit and joke around about it because it's, I can't believe you're back on Joe's shit. It's weird, but I get it. And I even said it on air. Yo, he started out a Joe wrestling fan, and
Mm.
now he's exactly where he wants to be. He likes being on with Joe. He likes that whole
Mhm.
shit. He loves
Yeah.
it. And I get why he's there. I said that. I said that. So, like, you're gonna go and take that and misinterpret it into, oh, they all hating on me and they're doing drama, and I'm afraid of those two guys. Like, you could have worked shit out with those two guys, bro. I could help you, and I've offered it a million times, and he never does it. And he never. It's like it's almost like you're too afraid to fucking fix things where you can go wherever you want. Why wouldn't you want to do that? Why wouldn't you want to fix things where you can go and come wherever you want? My stream, Joe's stream, that stream, this stream, that stream. Why wouldn't you want to do that instead of being afraid or acting afraid? Like, stop this shit, bro. Stop this shit. Stop. Ryan the Heel ain't gonna ruin your life. If you're fucking doing the right thing, he ain't gonna say a word to you.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you're playing games with Joe and you're playing games with me and you're fucking doing weird shit, you know what? He still ain't gonna say a word to you. Don't fuck with the guy, he ain't gonna fuck with you. It's simple. And he won't fuck with you. That's it. And you could be on my shit. You could be in my shit. You could be around my shit. You know you can. Don't sit there and fucking say, "Oh, I'd be giving you this money, but you got guys in there that I can't get along with. And I'm not friends." Like, stop, stop. Dave was on streams with you on Music Maniacs. Dave's on streams with you all the time. Like, yeah, he says shit and comments about it and stuff, but he's not looking to get your job and ruin your life, dude. Stop. He's not.
Yeah, we had
He's
Jay
not.
DeMarco on one episode talking about AI and shit. Like,
Yeah, so
but
stop, dude. You have no issue with Dave, so stop. You can eliminate that. And if you have an issue with Ryan, it can be worked out. I promise you. The guy's a reasonable guy. I'm sure he'll listen to reason if you're coming with the truth and you're doing truthful shit and you're having fun. You could still do what you do, and he don't get that part. And I used to tell him that all the time when I speak to him. Like I spoke to him last month and I said the same shit. Like, bro, you can live stream. He was like, I miss doing live streams where we get everybody on and Joe and this guy and that guy. And I was like, but bro, you could still do it. No, I can't, man, because those guys don't want me doing this shit. And I'm just trying to stay out of their way and stay out of there. And I'm like, bro, stop. Why are you being like this? Like, you can work things out with all these people. I don't get it. But I guess he doesn't want to. And that's fine. He doesn't have to. But don't sit there and say to me, I could be giving you this money, but you got people in your chat that, don't say that to me then.
Hmm.
Say that to me. If you're going to be a little cunt about shit, you're going to be a queef. You know? Serious. Like he's wrong about a lot of shit, bro. And then he just goes and live streams at you like nothing happened. Like fuck
I
you,
know.
man. That's fucking disrespectful to me, man. Like I feel disrespected now, honestly. And I didn't at first, but now I do. Now that I heard he live streamed with you and he's coming back and acting like nothing happened, it's
I
like,
know.
bro, and you're gonna play victim and act like we got you to stop streaming? Like, come on air and say who did it. Who stopped you from streaming? Say it, because it wasn't us.
Right.
It wasn't Ryan the Heel. It wasn't Dave Rose. It wasn't me. Who was it?
I
Dr.
don't know. It
Earl.
wasn't me as well. You know what? I hope and YR is watching this program right now. And also,
Well,
if not,
if he doesn't, I wish you would send it to him and tell him, dude, do yourself a favor and listen to this. Okay? Listen to this, because this is truth. This whole thing is truth.
Mhm.
Okay? There's no hiding nothing. Everything's out on the table right now. And it should be. This is truth, and he should stand with truth. And I understand he goes to bed early. You're not going to get him up late. I get that, and that's why he's not here. And everybody deserves to sleep, right? So, but if there's another moment that he wants to jump on a call, a private call, a YouTube call, anything, I hope he hits me up because you know what? I feel slighted now because it's like you used to hit me up, you used to talk to me, and you know what? He might have hit me up, and I just don't even know it because I haven't checked X in a while.
Hmm.
But because I haven't really gone on X at all, because I've been on the Discord. I love Discord. If you want to get in touch with me, Discord is probably the best way. You know what I mean? And he's not on Discord or he's too afraid to be on there, which is bullshit. Stop the shit. Stop. But like he could very easily hit me up, and I don't think he has, and it's fucked up. And you know what? If he hasn't hit me up, well then now it's like fuck you then, bro. Fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You come back, you start streaming with Dr. Earl again, act like nothing happened, and you're playing victim like a twat. You're acting like you're afraid of these two guys when you can straighten shit out at the drop of a hat with them. And it's all bullshit. And it's not fair. And you know what? Fuck you as a friend then. All right? If that means anything, fuck you as a friend. And you know what? It probably doesn't mean shit. I get that. I'm not your friend, right? That's okay. I thought I was. I considered him a friend of mine, someone I like. I know it sounds gay, but I like the guy. I liked hanging out with him. I liked interacting with him. I liked what he did. I like it. I miss it. I miss all his fun shit.
Yeah.
You know?
I know.
I miss the little derelict and the fun that he would do and the shit that he would say. I miss it. Right?
Yeah,
So
we
it's
all.
like, man, we could be doing all this fun stuff. What are you doing, bro? Why are you fucking you gotta like yes, go pay to play and have fun. That's fine. But like if you really feel like, oh, I could be there, but those two guys are in your chat, it's like, no, that's not holding you back. That's not holding you back. All right. And if it is, that's bullshit because it could be straightened out in a second. It seems like you don't want to straighten it out for some reason. Because those guys, even Dave said it the other day, he's afraid of me? What? When you told him that. Dave was like, he's afraid of me? What? Like, what the fuck? Even Dave was like, what? That's the reason why he's not around? Like, and it's like, okay, Dave obviously doesn't think that you should be afraid and he's not threatening you. And if you want to say Ryan the heel, okay, then say Ryan the heel. But like I said before, I don't think there's any reason why he can't work out shit where he can coexist. They don't have to. They don't have to fucking interact. They don't have to be friends.
Right.
But I'm sure he can coexist. Don't sit there and say I'm not in your shit because I'm afraid of these guys. Stop. That's a bullshit excuse. Stop.
Yeah.
And if you're still using that excuse, then you're lying now because you never took any steps to fix anything. You don't give a fuck, obviously. And that's fine. Just don't dangle friendship in front of me, not money, because I don't give a fuck about money. when he sits there and says, "Oh, you could be making this money, but you got these people in your chat." That's fucking bullshit. I'm not looking for money. I'm looking for YR and fun and friendship. Okay? You don't want that, then that's fine. No problem.
Okay. I think it's getting close. It's a little after 2 a.m. right now. I
It's
gotta
closing
take a.
time, Dr. Earl.
Yeah, it is
It's getting
because I
close to
got.
closing time.
It is absolutely because I gotta
All
get
right,
to
well, listen, I
bed,
gotta go
work.
do laundry, booby. I gotta go
I'm
do
glad you
laundry.
called. I'm glad you came on the
Yeah.
call with us, with me and
Yeah,
Prince, man,
Dr.
to
Earl,
get this
listen,
whole
you
thing
know I
out
love
there.
you, brother. Brother,
W2,
you
my
know,
man. W2.
listen,
Exactly.
on a Friday night, I jump on with Dr. Earl. You know it, brother, and you know I return the favor, bro. I love when you come on. You always fill in the show when you come on. It's always
Yep.
fun. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I
Yes.
try to return
Thank
the
you.
love.
Appreciate that, my
You know
man.
what I mean? Yeah, bro.
Yes.
For
All
what it's
right.
worth, you know?
All right there.
All right, brother.
Are
I'll
you going
talk
to
to you
be
soon,
live?
brother.
Are you going to be live later on tonight since it's already
Yes.
Saturday? All right
Yes,
there.
I'm going to be on with Filthy and possibly Chris and the rest of the guys.
Okay,
So if you
definitely.
want to call in, I'll be
I'll
around,
def
brother.
I'll definitely call in on Teams, correct? If you're you or Discord.
We're on Discord now.
Okay, gotcha. I'll definitely call it on Discord for Shizzle, and I know where to go this time. I'll probably call tomorrow night from the castle.
Dr. Earl, you are the man.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you,
And
Ken.
Prince Idol too, the kid. I'll talk to you guys soon. You have a great
Yes, sir.
Saturday, a healthy, great, God bless Saturday for you guys. And I'll
All
talk
right,
to you
there.
soon.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bob off,
Peace,
Ken, ladies
brothers.
and
Yes, sir.
gentlemen.
Peace.
Thank you for joining in, my man. All right, there,
Yes,
and
sir.
thank you to
Wow.
you as
What
well, Prince.
another great stream. We
It
did it
was,
again.
yes, yes, we did,
We did it
yes.
again.
Lot long, actually, a lot longer than what we had planned it on. But you know what? It's
Well, that's
good.
what
We
happens. I
did.
hate to say this to you, Earl. I hate to say this to you, but hey, Prince Idol once again proved that he has the numbers over YR.
Hmm.
I'm the main event. I'm the
All
main
right
event.
then. Okay then. Okay, we're gonna end the
I mean,
show.
you did do an early stream with him today, and I looked at the numbers. It wasn't that good, but these numbers that we got right now, explosive. And
Yeah.
once again, shout out to Found Off Ken. What a beautiful show. Ladies and gentlemen, please go check out the dark stream starting tomorrow night and once again
Oh,
Sunday
actually,
night.
let's see. Today it's already Saturday over here. It's Eastern time zone, and right now it's later on tonight, Saturday evening, 9 p.m. Eastern. It's a my very first hardcore techno set. It'll be premiering on my channel. I worked
Yes,
on it
sir.
earlier this week, and it's on Sunday night, 11 p.m., same time zone. New Dark Soundscape live stream will be happening. I invite everybody to check that out just as
Yeah.
well. So,
Yes.
okay, so we're gonna end the show, and then, like I said, I got things to take care of. Hit the hay, take a shower, get ready for work, blah blah blah.
Yes.
Thank
I
you as well,
am
Prince, for being
I
all
am he
being.
said Prince Idol. He's Dr. L. Brown. Ladies and
Hmm.
gentlemen, don't forget to rock out and have a blast.
All right, thank you very much. Everybody, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit that like button and notification bell. And before we go, rest in peace to the Moody Blues' John Lodge, who died earlier yesterday at age 82. Big loss for the music community. Okay, see you later.